Well, that was abrupt. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the FluffCast, episode 13. I don't know if anyone told you this recently, but it is in fact the spooky month, and we're all excited here. Let's see what the boys are up to in the room.
Inside my nose.
Ghost nose job.
What's better than roses on your piano? Tulips on your organ.
And we're live, boys. How are you this evening?
Terrible.
I'm on my
Wonderful.
phone.
Best
Power out.
One more time, Menthol. I'm sorry.
I'm on my phone because my power keeps going out because it's storming in my area.
Jesus Christ, are you all right?
Do you hear it?
I don't
Oh,
hear
yeah.
the storm. No. Christ alive. Where is that? That's in Arkansas, right?
Yeah. Right in the middle of Tornado Alley.
How bad is it? Are you guys all right? Are you safe?
Oh, yeah, nah, dude. This ain't shit. This is just a thunderstorm.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's just that we have a really shitty electrical system out here because it's all run by Entergy, the same company that runs Louisiana, and they're fucking lax as all hell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, these are the people that I've called and told them, hey, your website sign-in is fucked. I have to change my password every time I sign in because it doesn't remember the password that I just changed it to last week. And they say, yeah, we know, just make a new one.
That is actually impressive.
You have to make a new password every time you want to sign in?
Yeah, and you can't use the same one multiple times.
God, what a bunch of fucking douchers.
So I started
Yeah.
going, password 1, password 2, password 3.
Yeah.
That's how you keep the running tally of how many times you've actually had to do this. That sucks, though.
I should.
God, so Kibbles, what's new with you this week?
Excuse me, I've been busy all friggin' day because I actually had a day off, which was nice.
That's
But,
good.
yeah, I spent the entire day just cleaning. Because that's what happens when you work 70 hours a week for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
You get a mess and then it just stays there.
God. It's so
But
bad.
yeah, over the last about a week, I've been watching that Squid Game show.
There's a Squid Game show?
Yeah.
You mean Splatoon, or?
No. It's on Netflix. It's called Squid Game.
The show is called Squid Game.
Yeah.
What happens on Squid Game?
They kill so many motherfuckers.
Are you
Like,
what?
so many people die.
Is this
It's
like
pretty good.
is this like live action, or is this a cartoon?
Oh yeah, it's live action.
Okay, what happens?
It's Korean.
So what do they do?
So premise of the story, right?
Yeah.
And I hope I actually don't give a shit if I'm spoiling anything. So premise of the story is there's a bunch of motherfuckers who owe a lot of money for various reasons to a lot of people, right? And they're all like, oh shit, the mafia is gonna kill me, or, oh, I'm gonna go to prison. So this mysterious organization comes up and is like, hey, got a way for you to make a lot of money real quick. All you gotta do is play some games. And these people are like, nah, fuck you. But then they're like, I do like money. So they get there, and it's like 456 people, and they make them play these kids games. And everyone at first is all like, this is stupid. Like, just some kind of weird game show. So first game, everyone's like, whatever, let's do it. And then motherfuckers start getting shot because they're losing the game.
Jesus.
And everyone's freaking out. And yeah, no, it's actually pretty good.
What is it? It's Korean, so you have to watch it on subtitles?
I prefer subtitles, but they do have it dubbed.
Yeah, but that's no good. Yo.
No. Subs over dubs any day of the week. Anyone who disagrees with me, I will fucking fight you.
Depends on the dub.
Bitch, I will fight you.
It really does depend on the dub, though.
'Cause some
I
of
am
them
a
are
dub
better.
with subtitles on Master Race. Fuck you, trash ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, some anime have better dub voices than the subs in some cases, but it all depends on the dub. It's a case by case basis.
Oh, I won't disagree with you. I've seen some pretty good, like, solid dubbed anime. Ghost Stories comes to mind.
Berserk is my thing. I love. Oh wait, Ghost Stories. Ain't that the one where the kid's like, "Have a fucking hot dog, you little piece of shit"? Is that the one where they're...
That's the one where they didn't care if it sold well or not, so they just told him do whatever the hell you want.
Oh, that's rich.
Basically, it sold horribly in Japan. Nobody gave a fuck about it. So they said, listen, it was a big financial flop. Do whatever the hell you want. Just try to make money. So they just ad-libbed a bunch of like fucking jokes and shit into their fucking lines. And it was a big success. So much of a success, they even like re-released it in Japan called American Ghost Stories or some shit like that, to where they play the American dub with Japanese subtitles in Japan. It was that successful.
Which is also the same trick we do in Power Rangers at one point. We stole Power Rangers footage in the form of Sentai, cut it into Power Rangers, and then sold it back to Japan as a different show. And they're like, yeah!
We get to use the same content twice. Are you kidding me? This is gold.
Yeah!
These Americans
It's
know
fucking
what's
great.
good. These Johnny America here knows what's going on here.
We know what to do with our leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
At least
Never let it be said. We can't.
God, I know I'm terrible with my leftovers. Actually, now that you mention it, I got food sickness once from one bit of leftovers, and that was it. Never again. I got that leftover PTSD. Pizza though, pizza's free. Pizza's fine.
Sunlight Sunshine in the comments says, dubs get sucked, subs get pegged.
What?
Ah.
I mean, I do like subs.
Nah, real shit. Really, true Master Race hours. Watch it with the dub. Put the subtitles on. Sometimes you'll get the best of both worlds. Because in cases of some shows, like, for example, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, not Z. Dude, those are two totally different shows.
Are
For
they?
fucking real.
Are
Like,
they?
the way the dialogue carries, yes. Those are two very different shows.
I only watched the dub of Dragon Ball. I never fucked with the Japanese version, just because I can't stand what's her face's voice, and I know that's like sacrilege. It just does not do anything for me.
Fuck Grandma Goku.
Yeah.
I'll tell anyone.
Pretty rough.
I'll tell anyone to their fucking face, fuck Grandma Goku. That is one series I will not watch in subs. I can't stand that bitch.
The thing is, it wouldn't be so bad if she didn't voice 18 fucking characters.
Yeah, that's a big deal too.
If it was just Goku, like, fuck it, whatever.
And maybe
But it's like
Gohan,
Goku,
yeah.
Gohan, Tien, fucking Krillin.
She voices Krillin?
Eh, No, I'm just making jokes, but like, it feels like she voices every goddamn member of the cast. Because you cannot get away from Masuko Nozawa no matter what. It feels like the only escape from her voice when you're watching that version is a gun.
That's terrible.
I know it's gonna be sad when Grandma Goku dies, but for real, like every line.
Oh my
All
god.
right, for real, bring that shit down to a 5. You're at like a 30.
More like an
I
80.
will shed no fucking tears for Grandma Goku, just as much as I shedded no tears when the Japanese Bulma actress died. I remember a lot of people getting fucked up. Oh my god, I used to watch it on Toonami. You know that bitch is still alive, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that
That
chick
was the
you
big
watch.
like mix-up. Is a lot of people thought it was the fucking Toonami bitch.
How do you feel about new Bulma versus old Bulma, the English voice?
Doesn't bother me a bit. They got a good enough sound alike.
I don't think she sounds that much alike. It's completely different. The old Bulma was a lot more like a bit of a deeper
No, I
voice
said
of
good
Valley
enough.
Girl. Oh, good enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
she doesn't have the same
Bit
inflection.
raspy.
No, what I miss, you know what I really miss is
What do you
Grandma
miss?
Frieza. Where the fuck did that go?
I admit, I prefer Grandma Frieza to actual current Frieza.
Do you think so?
Yeah, 'cause
Current
back
Royal
then-
Frieza is kind of boring.
Whereas Raspy Grandma Frieza sounded like a goddamn devil.
You
Like-
know what? You
like,
got
for
me on
real,
that.
Grandma Frieza's the shit.
Yeah, you
I
got
like
me on
Grandma
that one
Frieza.
actually.
Yeah, because back then they were doing a lot of censorship where they made a lot of characters like female if they were even like remotely looked a certain way. And to be honest, with the way
Frieza got lipstick,
final
must have.
form Frieza looks, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a female character. But
Yeah, Frieza
that's
got
not the case.
lipstick.
Lipstick, fucking painted fingernails. Why
Yeah.
the hell wouldn't you expect it to be a female character? It wasn't until like much later that they did the redub and we found out, oh, it's a guy.
Yeah, everyone had the same reaction Krillin does in the abridged series. That thing's a guy?
My pronouns are he, him.
No, the real one that everybody should know though, Brian Drummond
As whom?
as Vegeta.
The
Brian Drummond is the better Vegeta. I will fucking fight you.
What?
Wait, the old English guy?
Yeah,
Okay, English Vegeta was pretty good.
like little short stack, raspy as fuck, villainous English Vegeta, the one that screams like he's about to rip your goddamn soul out of your ass.
He's the
Yeah.
one. He's the one that did the lines for "It's over 9,000." That's where the meme came from, just from that dub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Super Menthol pointed out there's an episode where Vegeta gets like cloned by this like goo monster, wherever the fuck it is. It steals your powers
Man.
of you, and they got Brian Drummond back to play
Yeah.
the villain version. And hearing him say Gallic Gun after all those years is so fucking great.
Oh, it's the best because Vegeta pulls it with like the fucking Chris Sabat voice, and he does the Gallic Gun and nothing. And then Brian Drummond looks at him and goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is this what you was trying to do?" And lets this roar of Gallic Gun out that makes your hair stand on end.
Yeah, he really gets into the lines whenever he sounds like the most angriest motherfucker in the studio whenever he yells. Like, he is the best version of villain Vegeta, in my opinion. Because he did play a villain character much more better than the other guy.
Chris Sabat.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this real quick. Here we go.
And- He does own that.
Oh,
we could
it's like
just-
a bump of coke.
We could just barely make it out over your fucking phone, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm on my
Goddamn.
headset now, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Your power's back?
Yeah, it's back up.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, I'll actually just send you the clip wholesale if you just want to play it.
I will actually PM it to me because you got to hear that, man.
Because that shit is so clean. Let me get that at the right time real quick for you. I'll just throw this in FluffCast chat.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like your boy Brian Drummond, he owns the villainy so much because this Vegeta, he doesn't feel like a good guy or a bad guy that turned to the good side. He feels like at any given moment, he might just stab the shit out of Goku. He might just bone check a motherfucker.
Here, wait, let me play this here.
Is this what you'd like to do to me? Too bad.
So I keep forgetting that I have Discovery Plus.
Ooh, that was straight fire. That was rich. Please don't DMCS, please. Christ. There are a couple people who get like really iffy about drawing like parodies of characters, you know, little funny things.
Fuck that shit. My greatest dream in life is to get DMCA'd over some bullshit.
Someday.
Like fucking Meat Canyon.
I mean, I've gotten a couple of DMCA complaints before on YouTube. Nothing too big, but
Do you guys know of Menthol? I know you know, but do you guys know about Meat Canyon's DMCA from Warner Brothers?
No,
Oh,
what,
Yeah, well aware.
yeah,
no,
we've talked about it
what's-
on here before.
What's Meat
Have we?
Canyon again?
He's an
Meat
animator
Ca-
on YouTube.
He's an animator on YouTube, and he had
Oh, is he the fucking Bugs Bunny
Rabbit
one?
season.
Rabbit
Yeah. Yep.
season? Yeah. Oh my god.
canon that Bugs Bunny is an anal rapist.
Struggling rapist. He tries so hard to fight the urges.
You
With
got
the
that
voices.
double wide surprise.
Double wide surprise.
God damn.
I'm totally bogarting Aichi's hair right now. I missed the fucking theme week, so I just gotta sneak him in here somewhere.
There was a theme week? What was the theme week? Let's talk about the,
The
theme
theme
week.
week this week was or like last month or whatever. It's been what inspires you, or it was from the past. So you had to draw something from the Boru that inspired you, or maybe something just from the background of Fluffies, you know. So I was going to do a very not out of date reference to the airplanes picture with Twilight Sparkle and Mordecai from
Oh god.
regular show, but it was gonna be me and Aichi. So we're just gonna stick Aichi here in this picture of Fluffy Nick Okado about to drink all of this pop, because today's Flufftober prompt is pop.
It's
Yep. So it could just be.
Mentos.
Let me see here. How do I?
please don't put me in a can of soda. It never goes well.
I might put you on a can of soda.
Okay.
Mention it. What's this one here? This one's looking a little bit like. Oh my god! It's meant.
I'd rather be in a can of soda than a glass jar.
Christ. A lot of people don't know that it was my friends who were I was at the, what was it called? I told you that I was at the forefront of that crap when that first happened like 7 years ago now, yeah?
You know they
Oh,
got an
wait,
interview with
wait.
that guy, right?
What the cum jar guy? Yeah. I know we got an interview with him, but the actual press got an interview with him.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Wang.
Please
Justin
tell
Wang
me.
got an interview with him that's like an hour long.
Christ. Wait, who?
Justin Wang. He does a lot of internet culture shit.
Oh, he got an interview with the cum jar guy. Okay.
Yeah, he got him on there and talked to him about it for like about, I want to say like 48 minutes or some shit.
So, like, from my perspective, what happened was that back in like 12 or 13, when the MLP board was first starting on 4chan, there was a guy who had the Pony Cum Jar project, where he had a Rainbow Dash blind bag or a figure or something in a jar, and he would collect his ejaculate in it. And he posted one day and said, "Guys, I'm sorry, but the project has to be restarted. My room, I accidentally moved the jar close to my radiator, and it boiled, so it's no longer good." And you just see the picture of this old boiled ejaculate with Rainbow Dash in the middle.
The part that
Can we-
kills
can
me
we
about
not say
that is
ejaculate?
it's no
Can we call
longer
it, like-
good.
Hamburger time.
As if it ever was.
Can we call
what-
it something else?
Like, was the thing shelf stable? Was he planning on fucking reusing this at a later date?
Apparently, he found out it was boiling because he walked into his computer room one day and the smell
And it
was
smelled like dead
overpowering. It smelled
bodies?
like death. Yes,
Yeah.
that's how he found out that it was boiled.
Yeah, boiling, rotting protein usually doesn't smell good.
It did not smell good. So so when back when I was doing Horse News, we just took the pictures, put a little story together, posted on the website, and it was, I think, the biggest story for a while, and that was just bit for a while.
I mean,
you know?
dude, that's like cringe heroin.
It's just it wasn't. I don't know. I
You know what I mean? From
I
anyone on
actually-
the outside looking in. it
yeah.
absolutely is.
You're
I
100%
agree with
right.
it being
yes.
cringe heroin because I saw that and I needed something stronger.
Yeah. You were like, damn, dude, that speedball was pretty banging. What else you got?
Yeah, no, I still occasionally like will just Google cringe pics, and every time I see a new one that I've not seen before, it gives me that little fucking like I'm chasing the fucking dragon now. Okay.
Mhm. I felt bad earlier. I had to put a weeaboo video in as a green screen on the recent TF2 clip that I uploaded.
I remember that. Yeah. All right,
Great
Funk and
tell.
Friends was last night. That was fun.
Your boy comes in with the fucking katana slash folded over 10 billion times because Nippon Steel or some shit. Because, you know, it's real hard to reclaim particulate iron out of sand when you don't have decent ore deposits.
And there we go. Is Japan really that fucked on ore? They just don't have any like actual.
That's why the folded 10,000 times thing is what it is because you fucking had to, because they had pig iron. Is what
It was such
called.
bad steel.
Yeah,
It
it's
was the
hideous.
worst steel.
It's
And
like
it's amazing
it's
that
like
they were
the
able to make
difference
something
between
decent.
yeah, it's like the difference between a finely carved mahogany table and a particle board table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll both hold your shit up, but one's vastly inferior.
Yes. There we go. I'm drawing what's his face, one of Pooperino's girls. Because it's not a FluffCast unless we sim for Pooperino. I'm
You're
drawing.
damn right.
I'm
That's what we do
drawing.
here.
Yeah, I'm drawing Chunky, which is his Pillow Fluff. Yeah, Pillow Fluff. She's gonna be the eye candy that our boy.
You know who we haven't heard from in a while?
Who?
Bomba.
We haven't heard a bunch about Bomba recently. Now that you mention it, yeah. I think. What's her face is taking a bit of a break right now.
I still
Or
need to
she's
see that
busy.
project coalesce that I did the lines for.
Dude, I would love to get that together. I'm just so bad at thinking and reminding myself to do stuff, and it's gonna be so easy too. I should probably just send you the assets. You'll be able to clop it together in like half an
I
hour.
was gonna say, if you'll send me the fucking assets, I can throw that shit together tonight.
God, and it would be just so fucking. It would be so clean. But no, we need what's her face to draw some art. We need 9 to draw some art of Bomba. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I with Lightworks, man, I can knock that shit out in like an hour.
I'm stuck in Premiere and I need to learn fucking After Effects. Oh well.
Oh, I haven't even paid the license or like bothered trying to get a good version of that that's cracked. I just said fucking I'm gonna learn Lightworks, even if it is awkward.
What did I think I've had a student discount because of my community college I went to. So I've had a student discounted version of the Creative Cloud for I think 8 years now. So I just used my old student email from when I went to Montclair State.
Instead of being $600 a year, it's only $300 a year.
It's wait,
Fuck!
what's 30 by 12? It is only $300 a year. How did you know? Damn, you're good at this.
Actually, no, I'm fucking horrible at math because I have dyscalculia.
Dyscalculia?
It's like dyslexia, but with numbers.
Is that real?
Yes.
Yes.
That's so cool. I was about to
fucking
say that's so
terrible.
cool, but that is terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my granddad had dyslexia, and apparently some of that passed on to me, but just in a different fucking direction. He couldn't read worth of shit, and I can't do numbers worth of damn. And it's really ironic, because apparently my biological father is fucking amazing at math.
It's just how it be, I guess. Roll the dice. 1, 2. There we go. Ah, okay. Let me see here. We did get a Q&A on the main post here for a second here. Baba, Nugget, and Chonky, the Holy Trinity. Let me see here. Are you guys still with me? Uh-oh.
Yes.
That's not good. Oh, thank God, Kibbles. Jesus
I will
Christ.
never- I will never die.
You scared the crap out of me, dude.
Good. Ooh, it's October.
It is the spooky month, yeah. Let's see here. All right, Neku-chan says, glorious, sweet, and juicy capitalism tends to create a variation of every single product for every single festivity ever made. What about fluffies? Would it only be Halloween-themed fluffies like in colors and some patterns of fur? Or were actual spooky fluffies with the plan like lovely baby Mortis? I don't know what a baby Mortis is, but I can imagine that orange and black fluffies would see an uptick in sales as soon as it stops being September. As soon as the spooky month is upon us.
All I can think of whenever I hear you saying Mortis is, you ever heard of that game Faith?
No, I have not heard of that game, Faith.
It's like an Atari-style exorcism game. Like, you know, The Exorcist, the movie.
Okay.
It's like one of those, but like retro-styled. And every time you die, there's an old synthesized voice that comes up and goes, Mortis!
How old is this game?
I want to say about 5-6 years old now. It's not that old. Come out
Okay.
just a few years ago, but they have like I think 4 chapters to it.
So I don't know if we've discussed this before, but I'm reminded of a conversation. And maybe we discussed this before, but it was something from a while back. Your movie sucks. Prompted a bunch of content creators to make a video with the subject "Things as a Child That Scared You in Media."
Oh,
think we
dude, I
did
can
talk
tell you the
about
one right
this.
off the top that scared the absolute goddamn shit out of me.
Yeah.
And it's
Same.
hilarious because now I love it.
What?
Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the
Oh,
Crypt
yeah.
is so up my fucking alley. It's unreal. It is exactly the kind of kitsch I love. But as a child, I could not stand to look at the Crypt Keeper. That motherfucker scared my soul right out of my ass every goddamn time I looked at him, to the point that if the intro started on TV and the sun was not completely up, little baby menthol in the short pants, little cigarette butt, went over there and turned the TV off and left the room just in case that motherfucker come out the TV after me. I ain't having it. And now I love it.
Tales of the Crypt is great. I distinctly remember, which this honest to God scarred me for life. I was maybe 4, and I was watching a movie with my dad. Can you guess which movie I was watching?
Fire in the sky.
Fire in the fucking Sky.
What's Fire in the Sky?
It's a
It
movie
has a,
about aliens.
It has a pretty graphic, and honest to God, pretty well done alien abduction scene.
That is still one of the more like haunting alien abduction scenes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And knowing, because that kind of got me into the whole alien thing, knowing the ostensibly true story behind it. So Travis Walton was a logger, and one day he goes missing, and all of his coworkers are telling this fantastical story, like there was this bright orb in the sky, and Travis got out of the truck, and it shot like a fucking beam of light at him, and then he just dropped, and we ran because we were scared. And everyone was like, y'all motherfuckers killed him, didn't you? They're like, no, we didn't kill him. No way. No. So Travis Walton goes missing for 5 days. And when he is finally found, right, he is gone without food and water for 5 days. So that means, 1, he was extremely committed to the hoax, or 2, he did not have access to food or water for 5 days. You know where food and water is hard to get? In a
Space?
motherfucking spaceship.
Yeah. That seems good. Okay.
Yeah, one of the like more reasons why that alien abduction scene really sticks with people is because you see him like strapped down. They have this big fucking needle.
Oh
And
God,
it
yeah.
just slowly
Oh,
descends into the guy's eye.
that's what it is. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Very Dead Space. Also, it's over in FluffCast chat.
Give me a second here.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking spooky scene. And like the sheets that they put over him, right? And the mist comes down and it like sucks to him.
They shove some like green diarrhea in his fucking mouth, where the fuck that shit is, just to shut him up.
And the aliens are pretty, like, yeah, they're just puppets, but they're pretty fucking spooky looking.
Dude,
Well,
puppets are-
that's the thing we're always screaming about in our discussions about modern movies and stuff. Good lord, just use some goddamn practical effects. They look better.
Oh,
they're
I know,
they're
right?
physically there. They sell it better.
I mean-
I can't really think of any like childhood things that like traumatized me because I was one of those weird kids that watched a lot of horror movies growing up. Like the closest I could think of was a jump scare from Alice in Wonderland, to where it's the scene after it's like a live action Alice in Wonderland, and Alice is having to take care of a baby from like the Duchess or some fucking character, and then out of nowhere it just turns into a pig, and it squeals like ear piercingly loud. From what I remember, she drops it and it runs off to the forest. That's all I can really remember. That's like a childhood thing that might have scared, but it was just a jump scare. Nothing actually like traumatizing. The thing that I could never actually finish watching, and it's probably cheesy as hell now, is a movie called Seed People. I kept renting this movie, but the props look so spooky in the darkness because they're like these little fucking monsters. They basically infest you and you like mutate into a monster. But they did like a lot of shots where it's like partially hidden in the dark, so that like creeped the fuck out of me as a little kid. So I kept trying to rent it, but I could never fucking watch it. I could probably watch it now. Because I saw the trailer for it and I'm like, I was afraid of this fucking thing as a kid. But I haven't actually watched the movie. Yeah, that fucking scared me. But I watched The Exorcist, fucking slasher movies, all the Hellraisers, Puppet Master. I fucking loved Puppet Master as a little kid. What else? So many fucking horror movies.
Oh, what about Wishmaster though?
Fuck yeah, Wishmaster.
Yeah, the spooky gin.
The fucking hooker's like, "Oh, I want you to break my heart," and he's like, "Is that what you wish?" Yeah, and then her heart explodes and she dies. That shit
That-
is like fucking funny.
Mr. Popo may have been the original scary genie, but Wishmaster gives that motherfucker a run for his money.
Yeah, because he gets all his power from just like corrupting your wishes, and he often goes, "Is that what you desire? Is that what you wish?" People just think he's just some random guy on the street, and they're not really thinking it through.
I've always liked the the literal genie trope, I guess.
Mm.
The X-Files did a really good episode about that.
Bro, that's a statement that could apply to most of the X-Files. The X-Files did a
Okay.
really good episode.
That's the thing I
Fair.
can't get into no matter how hard I tried. X Files is fucking boring. I hate the bitch, whoever the fuck she is.
What,
Scully.
Gillian Anderson?
Yeah, whoever the fuck she is. I could not stand
Dana
that bitch.
Scully, man. That she was my first crush.
Scully, I will
your
agree,
shit
is
tastes
irritating because she just adamantly refuses to acknowledge shit that she is currently holding in her
That's why I
hands.
fucking couldn't stand it. I'm like, bitch, are you fucking stupid?
She's
Sitting
a
there digging around
scientist.
in a
That's her
corn
whole
full of
thing.
aliens out of the guts and eating pizza and is like, man, fucking, there gotta be some kind of explanation for this. It's probably fucking swamp gas or something, Mulder. Quit being stupid. Like, bitch, you're
See,
holding aliens. What are you talking about?
Personally, that's what I love. It's like the fucking what was it? The Fluke Man. The fucking
Now,
worm
the
dude.
Fluke Man was the one time she was right. Because Tombs. Explain Tombs to me.
Okay. You
What
see,
natural cause made that fucking freak ass piece of shit?
you see it's swamp gas and
Yeah. Get the neuralizer, boys.
Yeah, I hated her, and I just thought the plots were boring.
so I can give you a couple episodes. They're like monster of the weeks, right? But there's a couple episodes that are very no Mulder or Skelly at all.
Yeah, I think the reason I didn't like it is because there were so many better horror shows on at the time that I liked. Well, because sci-fi would actually play sci-fi shit, not their crappy movies they do now.
Yeah.
They would play the fucking Outer Limits, like they did like the '90s Outer Limits, which was pretty. Fucking
Oh,
good.
bro, I love the 90s
Outer Limits was good. Outer Limits was fucking
Did,
good.
There was also HBO playing fucking Tales from the Crypt,
Mm.
and there's some other fucking horror themed show I can't quite remember.
Do 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 do.
Not even, nigga, you know I remember Twilight.
I
They
like the old Twilight Zone.
I like it too, but they mainly play that in like the middle of the night when there was like nothing else to air. But as much as I like Twilight Zone, those were like the newer things that were going on. So I enjoyed watching those instead of X-Files. It was completely boring compared to the other two shows.
No, X-Files is really only interesting, not so much for the characters or like what they're fucking digging into for the monster shit every week. It's the long running conspiracy in the background.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it's like, what the fuck is cigarette smoking, man? What is this crazy motherfucker doing?
Hey,
That's the shit that pulls you in.
CSM killed Kennedy, and that's
Yeah,
canon.
CSM absolutely did all of the evil shit throughout American history.
Oh yeah.
He's the reason McCarthyism got as strong as it was.
One of my favorite episodes is The Unnatural. Because one, I love baseball, and I love just the entire the Negro Leagues. Some of the greatest players of all time were never allowed to play in Major League Baseball because they were black,
No.
right? But the unnatural, there's an alien that comes to Earth because, you know, they're going to take over. That's their entire thing. And he falls in love with baseball. And because he's an alien, he's really like unnaturally good at baseball. So he's like, well, I want to play, but I can't like attract too much attention. So I'll just play in the Negro Leagues.
And then it
But
turns out he's still
it's
the
actually,
best.
yeah. It's like he straight up throws a game because there's scouts from the, like the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's scouts from the Yankees in the stands, and everyone's like, X, there's some scouts from the Yankees in the stands. I just know they're gonna pick you up, and he's just like, no, can't let that happen.
Better probably not do that.
But at the end, the love of baseball turns him into a real boy.
Is that how it goes down?
So that's how the story goes down, and it's very like, it's one of those. So Fox Mulder is interviewing a guy who knew a guy who heard the story. You know, it's very unreliable narrator.
Oh, okay.
X-Files loves doing that trope.
Oh yeah.
Also, fun fact, if you go back and look at that show, there's a lot of very prominent actors that weren't shit when they were
Jack
on
Black.
X-Files. Yeah.
Fucking Jack Black. He could control electricity. No. His friend could control electricity, and Jack Black was like, "Hey, bro,
I was gonna say he was
you gotta
just the
stop."
dude that worked at the arcade. It was his
Yeah,
buddy
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the problem.
Jake Gyllenhaal could control
Mhm.
bugs.
Yeah, there was a lot of young actors that got their start on that, and then they just like blew up into other shit later on. Because like half the time I watch Mars Attacks, I forget Jack Black is in that movie until he shows up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Mars Attacks has so many fucking huge names.
Mars Attacks did not need all that star power, but I'm glad it has it. It really didn't need it all.
No,
It's
it
a love
didn't.
letter to 1950s sci-fi.
I am not a huge fan of Tim Burton because, well,
I'm sick of his shit now.
he's Tim Burton.
No.
But Mars Attacks stands out as one of the best, just one of the better movies
I liked Tim
because of how
Burton's earlier-
self-aware it was.
I like Tim Burton's earlier movies, but the thing is, the motherfucker just started recasting the same people in every fucking movie.
Yeah.
Well, they
I'm
started letting him
tired
have
of
too much
seeing Johnny
creative
Depp,
control.
that one bitch from
Helena Bonham
Oh,
Carter.
what, his wife?
whoever the fuck that bitch is. There's a few other people who are always this. It's basically the same actors. Basically, it's the same thing with like Adam Sandler movies where you get the same actors in every single fucking movie. To where you kind of get sick of seeing them.
Like real shit, looking over this, it's fucking insane how many people were in this. Even Frank fucking Welker was in that bitch. He voiced the Martians. God damn. We got Jack Nicholson, Pierce Brosnan, Annette Bening, Natalie Portman, Glenn Close, Lisa Marie, Sarah Jessica Parker, fucking Michael J. Fox, Jack Black, Martin Short, Tom Jones, Danny DeVito, Pam Grier, Christina Applegate, Joe Don Baker, Olan Jones, Brian Haley. Like, Jesus fuck.
I think, okay, legitimately, I think that Joe Don Baker is a good actor. I just don't think that he was ever given the opportunity to be a good actor.
No, he's one of those dudes that gets typecast as a shitheel.
Yeah. He was the American spy in GoldenEye. He was the CIA agent in GoldenEye, I think. Was it GoldenEye or was it Die Another Day? It was one of the Brosnan
been a while.
James Bond movies.
Speaking of spy flicks, I am still really thoroughly impressed, even after all this time, with the first Kingsman movie. Like, holy
I
shit,
have
what a
still never seen it.
masterclass.
What's Kingsman?
Kingsman, the Secret Service, or in Her Majesty's Secret Service, rather, is a spy movie that came out a couple of years ago that is both a love letter and a total fucking slap in the face to James Bond movies, because they make fun of the tropes. It's very self-aware, but it also kind of follows along in their footsteps very heavily. So like it's what you would truly call an homage.
What, something like Scream?
It is like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's very much like Scream, where it's like, hey, we're gonna do all this shit, but we're gonna kind of, you know, wink at the audience every once in a while about it.
Okay, okay.
It's a 10 out of 10. The second movie's not so great. It's like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. But fuck me, that first one. Oh, that first movie's so good.
Yeah.
If y'all ain't seen Kingsman and Her Majesty's Secret Service, for real, go out and see that shit. It's got Sam Jackson playing the main villain.
Yeah, I
Fucking
gotta see
great.
The thing is, like, I'm funky on action movies. I'm not a huge fan myself.
I'm kind of in the same boat. A lot of shit, depending on who's directing or who's in the lead role, I won't watch. Like anything with Tom Cruise, I'm auto-skipped. I don't care. Even if it's my favorite director, I don't care.
I'm still a big fan of like 80s Arnold movies.
I like Arnold. I
Yeah.
love me some Predator.
Predator's
Like
absolutely fantastic.
Predator's
yeah.
amazing.
Commando.
Commando,
Let us
True
Steve Bennett.
Lies.
If it bleeds,
But
we
also,
can kill
Steve
it.
Bennett is the line that taught me what a one-liner is.
Oh God, yes, that entire movie is just. It's such an amazing. Just remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied.
Oh, that's
Please don't
killer.
wake my
Oh.
friend. He is dead tired.
Arnold is the master at that shit. Like, there's a lot of them that were good at it, but nobody even comes close to the throne.
God, Arnold. Apparently, Arnold also has like the perfect physique. I was watching something the other day where this like more modern Mr. Olympus contestant and such, his old
Mhm.
champion, was they were talking about like, hey, so a lot of people consider you the best. He's like, nah. He's like, who do you think is the best? Arnold.
Arnold.
Yeah, no,
It's
if you ever get a chance, watch Pumping Iron.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
I do like when Arnold would occasionally host like the Mr. Olympics. He'd give them all shit because they don't do the fucking vacuum anymore. That's where you like sucking your gut into your rib cage. Most people don't know how to do that anymore. It's like, oh yeah, like this one guy who's like one of the champions, but he's got a beer guy. He's like, oh yeah, let me see your vacuum. Let me see your vacuum. The guy's like, you shit. Because he can't
Hey,
really
bro, I don't even know how to do that shit. You're disqualified. Get out. Get out.
Get out.
Yeah, he just likes to like poke fun how that they removed that like pose from heavy lifting just because a lot of people just don't know how to do it.
And even I can do that, and I'm a fat guy.
I can do that too. You're not fat. You're very skinny. I've seen pictures of you.
No, I've put on a couple pounds in the pandemic.
Oh,
He's got a little bit of the COVID-15.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The pandemic poundage. Christ. I'm actually getting. I applied to a new job. I just got my
Little
raise, and I'm
Kufa
leaving
Slate.
it. Yeah. I'm gonna
I've
be
been
working.
applying to new jobs for the last 2 weeks.
Give me a quick sec here. My sound just. fucked
No
up.
one's fucking biting.
There you go. That was not your Windows. That was mine. Sorry. No one's biting.
Yeah, so I'm in a weird position, right?
Yeah.
Where I am both qualified for a lot of these jobs, but I'm not the right kind of qualified. Because in my particular career, there's different, like, I guess, specialties. And I've kind of pigeonholed myself, you know.
I'm just going back to work at Lowe's. I'm just gonna be lifting things all day. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm excited.
Yeah, love lifting.
It's good fun, dude. Dude, are you telling me I get paid to work out? What?
If it wasn't for the in just insane amount of paperwork that I do every day, I could feasibly get paid to work out, but paperwork.
You don't have someone to do that?
I am the someone who does that.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot. I shouldn't be laughing because I can hear the pain in your voice. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I get
Gibble's
paid-
got to do paperwork.
I get
Fucking
paid
nerd.
I get paid pretty handsomely for what I do,
It's true.
but that doesn't mean that I like what I do.
No,
That's
but you
fair.
do make more than enough money for what you do, man. Like for doing fucking paperwork for a lot of it, you get paid alright.
Yeah, like I've got the kind of, and I'm not bragging. Don't get me wrong, because I have experienced both the highs and the lows of like
Bro, you got
financial
enough that you paid off
stability.
your student loans before your hair went gray.
No, I'm gonna pay off my student loans next year. This year I paid off $42,000 in tax debt.
There you go.
By the way, don't fuck with the IRS. I do not recommend it.
See, the IRS can't fuck with me because I don't own anything on paper. Financially speaking, on paper, I'm destitute. Doesn't mean I don't actually have shit. They just don't know about it.
I don't think I pay income. Wait, do I pay income tax? Yes, I do pay income tax. I'm on
Yeah,
the books.
you
I was gonna say, if
probably
you have
do.
taxable income, you do.
I was because I work for pizza, and a lot of the pizza guys aren't on the books, but I actually got put on the books that way I would make more cash. That's what. That's how it works there, something like that.
What you're saying is you're stealing her gerbs?
I was stealing their gerbs.
You were. Oh my god, you were the one.
I was the guy.
You're the guy that everyone's always complaining about.
That's me. Yeah. What's some other things I'm the guy of? You ever see that one Sam Hyde video where he's yelling?
Nope.
And you know Sam Hyde?
No.
Sam Hyde.
I don't worry. No, you know what?
That's why I
Never-
said no.
All right, next topic, man. You were gonna say something, Kibbles?
I can't remember.
Good stuff.
I was gonna say,
good
Bad Luck
stuff.
in the chat mentions they're looking into becoming a biohazard cleaner. That's
Oh,
kinda cool.
so yeah, that's definitely it's definitely a career choice. You can make some pretty good money doing that. I donated blood a couple days ago, which is why I haven't gone to the gym in a few days.
Okay.
Because they always somehow wrangle me into giving a double unit.
You mean like two portions of blood?
Yeah, so what they do is they take out double the red blood cells, but give me the plasma back, which makes me anemic for a week.
So you just got like you've got like decaf blood in you right now, is what you're saying?
Yeah, decaf blood. Yeah,
Yeah, they take out double the protein.
double
That's
the pleasure, double the fun. But no, it's kind of funny because I was swinging into the grocery store to pick up a 6-pack and some dinner because that is the only joy I get in life is having a 6-pack every night. But anyhow,
Well,
I was swinging
Also,
into the.
whenever you donate blood, I mean, what else are you gonna do with that money, right?
Well, that's the thing. I swing into the grocery store. I'm in the Publix parking lot, and I see the fucking big red blood bus. And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't given blood for a while. I'm here for a 6-pack and some dinner, but while I'm here, I might as well do something good with my life. So I walk in and I give my blood, and I'm expecting, they always give you like a T-shirt or something. They gave me a fucking a gift card for Publix, and I'm just like,
What the hell is Publix?
well, it's a grocery store. It's the grocery store down in Florida,
It's like a Kroger's or
like a
Save-On
Wegmans
or
or
Oh, Wegmans. There we go. Yeah.
yeah, it's like Wegmans. But
I
so
love Wegmans.
I'm giving this blood, right? And the entire time I'm just seeing stars because they're sucking all my blood out. And she's like, "Okay, you're all done. Thanks a lot. Here you go." And I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "Yeah, it's a little thank you." I was like, "Oh, expecting a T-shirt, but this is fine." So I take my fucking gift card. I walk across the parking lot into Publix, and I get myself a 6-pack and my dinner, and I pay for it with the gift card.
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Alcohol goes a hell of a lot further when you're low on blood.
I was only low on red blood cells. I still had all of my quote-unquote blood because they gave me my plasma back.
Like
But
Plasma's
because-
the one doing the heavy lifting there.
Well, I mean, I didn't have any red blood cells, right?
That's what I'm saying. The Plasma's not doing the heavy lifting.
Plasma ain't doing nothing there. Plasma's there like, I'm underqualified for this position, sir. Please do not consume this much booze.
So I got home, and I have a little lime tree on my patio because I'm in Florida. That's what we do apparently.
All right.
So I pick myself a lime and I slice it up, and I put in my beer. And one beer in, I'm just like, oh no, this is fuck. Okay.
Fuck,
But I
I'm
still have
feeling it.
lime left over. So I have 2 beers and I am just done. I'm fucking done.
Yep.
I go to bed and I have the best night's sleep I have had in probably a few months.
That's the
Dude, I'm
Andy.
telling you,
Yeah.
that's the only way I can get any good sleep anymore. Because like I'm one of those people that do not actually properly get REM sleep, no matter how much I actually do sleep. So I wake up feeling like shit every day. But if I go to bed drunk, oh dude, I sleep like a fucking corpse. Oh, I wake up feeling like $1 million. I ain't never got no hangovers, man. I wake up feeling great.
You don't get hangovers? Lucky.
No.
The last time
Between
I
my
had a
body mass and
hangover,
staying moist or staying hydrated.
staying moist.
Yeah, you gotta stay moist.
Menthol's got to stay moist, boys. You know,
But yeah, no. Between staying
like a giant
moisturized
fucking slug.
internally.
just slides into bed.
That's
There's a
it.
little snail trail behind him.
Like that time that Danny DeVito covered himself in the hand sanitizer.
Just wanted to be clean.
Like Howie Mandel.
What color eyes does Nick Ocado have? I can't tell. There's too much dandruff in his eyelashes. They look brown. I'll give him blue eyes. Today's
Kibble's
yeah.
What?
What's up, Kibbs?
Huh?
You were saying something? Or was that
I
menthol? You were
was.
saying something? Oh, okay.
I
okay.
completely forgot what I was saying. I think I was just adding on to menthols, but. So I have just recently been made aware of this Nick Ocado.
Yeah. He's picking up in Steam. People are talking about him now.
Should
No, you shouldn't help him.
Okay. Like, one, I appreciate that you know exactly where I was going. 2, okay. I trust your judgment because I have literally just learned about him.
Don't. It's just. I think he was doing. What do they call it? The mukbang, right? They call it a mukbang, right? Where you
Yeah,
just sit down
mukbang
and you just
shit.
fucking eat and you don't ever stop like a goddamn pig. I don't fucking get that shit. Where do these people get these ideas? What television is on TV that they're thinking about doing this? Nothing, because TV's dead. I don't get it. You know, people are just hungry for the views and they're selling themselves. It's ridiculous, you know?
I don't understand why people want to be famous.
As someone who does want to be famous, I can say that it comes a lot from not. There is a lot. People don't like to talk about it, but I'm man enough to admit that it comes from a lack of attention from being a youth. Maybe you just maybe your parents didn't always step in and say, "Hey, pup, you're doing pretty good. Thumbs up." You know, enough times when you were a kid. Or maybe you felt like you had something to prove. Maybe you're picked on. You want to find some kind of legitimacy to what you're doing, and so reaching that many people, there's that drive. You know, there's that I almost said golden calf. Maybe, I don't know. You want to be famous because you want as many people as possible to legitimize who you are. You know, if
That makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. I just the thought of. And I'm a pretty outgoing person, but just the thought of everyone looking at me just terrifies me.
And it gotta be everyone. I don't know. Some people take it better than others. You know.
I can never be famous because I like my privacy and I don't like to be bothered. I think if I had like a paparazzi in front of me, I'd probably fucking beat their ass. I'd get in trouble for it.
God.
They come up and ask me, "Hey, Menthol, what do you think about X, Y, and Z?" Nigga, I don't care. Shut up.
Did you lose power again? Are you all right?
Yep.
God.
Power went out again.
Oh, that's what happened. All right, because you cut out. All right, okay. We thought we were having a fucking stroke or something.
Back on my
Okay.
phone.
Yeah, I guess some people handle like neglect to where they want to be acknowledged. I handled my neglect by just wanting to stay the fuck away from the people. Because, yeah, I really didn't get a lot of praise growing up.
It's different for everybody, you know?
I guess it all depends. If you were neglected and weren't bullied, maybe you want positivity. But if you were bullied constantly, like I was, maybe that's what makes you want to not be in the spotlight. You don't want the fucking attention.
I don't know. I was bullied a lot
I
as a
mean,
kid. I don't know. And I'm man enough to admit, yeah, I want to be famous. I think it'd be pretty cool. Maybe it's just a
I want to be
personality
rich, but
thing.
not famous.
Yeah, I want to be rich. I
Yeah.
want to be like, I want to be fuck you rich.
I'll be happy with just the Powerball, or hell, the fucking what's that thing where they pay you like every week? Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah,
Like
I want to be. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
don't want to have to fucking deal with like taxes every few fucking months. Rich. I just want to get something where I don't have to worry about my bills. I don't even want to have like a better house or anything. I just want to live in like a modest fucking house, not have to worry about bills after every fucking week.
Mhm.
Millennial.
Same.
You want to be millennial rich?
Yep.
Yeah.
No more. I want a 14-car garage and a butler. It's millennial riches. You know, I would like to like be able to pay my bills. That'd be cool.
I just want to be, steady. That would be nice. Not have to stress.
Mhm.
That's all, man. I don't even need no yacht. None of that bullshit.
I don't need no
man.
yacht.
Fuck a yacht. Fuck a yacht.
Thank
I'm
God.
in Miami, okay? I see these fucking $1 million superboats come cruising by, and the first thing I think is that must cost a lot of money. Like that's a lot of work just to keep up. Like fuck that. That seems like work. I don't want that.
Especially for something you can't fuck with all the time.
Yeah.
Can't go. It's going outside. Yeah.
Oh, I want to go out and just fuck around on the
Oh,
boat
fuck.
today. Oh, wait, it's storming. I can't or I'll die.
There
So
we
you
go.
don't run into that with a car. You run into, oh, maybe I'll slow down a little bit. Not, I'll fucking die for sure.
Like I definitely I actually was looking at a boat, but like the boat I was looking at was $14,000 brand new, not 14 million.
That's a bit of a stretch, yeah. Christ. Ooh, forgot a bit of blue down there. I'll make sure to fix that.
No, if I was
You kind of,
I'm losing ya.
yeah, we're kind of
Just
losing you really bad right now,
yeah.
Menthol.
Yeah, I know. My push to talk keeps slipping on me. If I was ever going to get a boat, though, the only way I'd get one is if I was going to live on that bitch.
Yeah,
Oh, houseboat, fucking classy. Fuck yeah.
that's where it'd be at, yo. Let me see here. Fuck, I wish Muted Jim was around. No, piss. Muted Jim would both bully me and help me with this Clip Studio bullshit. No, come back. What the fuck? No. Oh, that's what's up. Okay. Motherfucker, dude. This is like, I'm just trying to do some quick and easy manipulation here to get this texture on here. So I don't have to fucking draw a fucking card table texture. But it is just giving me the biggest headache right now.
Dude, I use layers upon layers, man. Like just
how many layers am I
fucking
on?
layers everywhere.
I think I'm on layer 24 layers right now, and it's not enough. I need more layers. Christ. Grab that. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to think about going back to prior bits of the conversation. I'm trying to think about what I was scared of as a kid. We definitely talked about this because I remember telling you guys that I was afraid of what was his face? Rasputin from Anastasia. Yeah, that scared the shit out of me. I didn't like him, not one bit. Apparently the dog didn't either.
That dog doesn't like Jack Dooley shit. It barks at every fucking thing in the neighborhood. It's actually fucking annoying. Because right now there's some asshole like revving their engine in the distance, so they have to bark.
Oh, okay.
So it's the neighbor's dog, and they don't tell it to shut up ever. So, yeah, it just barks constantly.
There we go. Card table texture, nice and easy. How to fix
I
it.
I can't imagine that dogs do anything other than yell, "Hey, I'm a dog. Did you know I'm a dog? Are you a dog? I'm a dog."
Are you
all
quite
the time.
Are you quite aware that I am in fact a dog? I forget sometimes. Maybe you'd like to know. Don't forget for me, please.
Yeah, it's just like any kind of insect call or bird chirp or anything like that. All that it is, hey, you want some fuck? Hey, you want fuck? You want fuck? Y'all want some fuck? That's all it is, all day long, every day. And people are like, "Oh, it's so beautiful."
Oh my god, the insects are just they're so wise. They speak the wisdom of the forest. No, they're horny bastards, man.
Don't you hear that beautiful bird song? No, that's not a song. That's a booty call. You dumb fuck.
This Mountain Dew can is obnoxious. Christ alive. All right.
Back for the time being on my computer.
There we go. There we go.
See how long this shit lasts.
Shut up. Krita is not the Chad Master race. Clip Studio's awesome. Shut up, bad luck. You don't know what's talking about.
Photoshop is better.
Photoshop is pretty good. Really? Clip Studio seems to be the, I want to say industry standard.
I'm just gonna sit over here and do the
No,
fucking
Photoshop
Fortnite dance
is.
with Paint Tool Sai.
What was it?
A lot of streamers use Clip Studio Paint because the fucking license for it is cheaper. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
professionals use Adobe usually.
Hmm.
That's the industry standard. But streamer standard, yeah, they used to
Oh,
use
that's
Sai
what
as
it
well.
is. Right.
Because if
That
you're
makes
watching
sense.
streamers before fucking Clip Studio Paint took off in popularity, they're all using Paint Tool Sai.
Oh yeah.
And you don't hear about that shit at all, ever.
Now Paint Tool Sai was the Buru standard for a while.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
So I'd be like, what are you using? It was either MS Paint or some mobile app that was the equivalent of MS Paint or Sai.
I was the only faggot with a fucking using Photoshop.
There we go.
But you know what, Santa? You're our F-bomb, and that's why we love you, bud.
Oh yeah, I said it on the fucking cast. Sorry.
That's all right.
I keep forgetting I'm not allowed to
We have
say
been demonetized. We're losing literally.
I know, right?
We're
Who
losing
fucking cares? I ain't getting paid for this shit.
fractions.
I was
of
gonna say,
pennies right now.
I don't know about Andy, but I know Funk is more delicate about it because Twitch rules. I don't know about YouTube. Fuck them.
I watch enough like. How do I say this without making it sound like I'm some kind of Fruit Loop? I
Come on.
watch enough LGBTQ friendly content on YouTube to know that people drop the bomb all the time.
Oh yeah.
But it's like in context, I guess.
Tell us more, you Fruit Loop.
Well, that's just like saying the magical Negro. You know, you're not calling
Yeah.
someone a nigger. You're just saying the magical Negro.
Yeah.
It's an actual title of a trope.
True. It's weird though.
In context, shit works.
Yeah. A lot of people just can't get over that though. They
The
can't
problem is we live in the age of spin where context doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if you're making a joke, it doesn't matter. It's not a joke. It has to be 1,000,000% literal all the time if I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sake of my argument. Yeah.
It's just humongous.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
What do these nutritional facts things look like?
Enough of that dour ass shit. You know what's really interesting?
What is interesting?
If you put fucking toucan teeth in a thing of milk, you'll teleport. And if you put candy corn in root beer, they explode.
Candy corn explodes in root beer? What?
No, it's a joke on the whole Diet Coke Mentos thing. There was an old video from years and years ago. These dudes were experimenting with other candy and soda combinations, and they just get the weirdest results. And it's like straight up, they drop a piece of candy corn in a thing of root beer and then back up. Nothing happens, and then right when they start to walk up, the table just fucking explodes like a grenade. And then they try putting like sweet tarts in a thing of Sprite, nothing happens. And then they pull the label off, and there's a fucking baby chick inside the Sprite bottle somehow. And then they pull out these candies called toucan teeth, drop it in some milk, and start teleporting. And then they do it a couple more times, and the dude eats all the candy. and then they're just stuck on some beach that they don't know where the hell they're at.
Alright, now I need to write Coca-Cola. My fucking horrible ass handwriting.
Just write conk.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Bonk.
smart, actually.
Yeah.
I like that. Give me a second here. There we go.
Also, speaking of monetization bullshit, YouTube tried to put ads on one of our TF2 videos earlier today whenever I uploaded it. So you know what I did?
What?
I went back into my video editor program and I dropped the decibel count on that fucking music about 3 points. And the AI was so stupid it didn't even notice it the second time. Thank God for exploits and lazy ass fucking uploads. Like, oh, I love it. I'm not giving YouTube a goddamn dime if I can help it because of how much they try to swipe that shit from under people's noses.
Yep. That's
This
Google,
is a
man.
song that nobody has used in years. Nobody cares about. The man that made it's dead. I don't owe nobody shit.
What was the song?
It's an old funk song. It's by one of the guys that used to play for James Brown's band back in the day, though.
Oh, okay.
So, again, it's not like I feel like I owe the dude anything. Now, if the artist is still alive, yeah, I believe they absolutely should get their royalties. If they're dead, your family can get them from Hollywood. Don't really be taking it out of the mouths of average ass scrubby motherfuckers that have trouble paying rent.
Fuck the estates.
Yeah. It's kind of where I'm at too, honestly. But I can understand the legal precedent for, let them get a little bit.
No, fuck the estates.
For the uninformed, we were talking about this a couple nights ago. We were discussing the what was it? Lord of the Rings, right? The Tolkien estate.
No, it wasn't just Lord of the Rings. It's a more pressing issue right now.
Right, because fucking Mickey
Ditko's estate.
Yeah, it's
Who?
trying to fuck over Marvel and take away Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Because they could do that.
And since we're on the topic of soda, if they get rid of Spider-Man, I'm gonna bomb blast my fucking brains out.
Jesus Christ, menthol. It'll be all right, my man.
Yeah, we also mentioned how we hate estates because the fucking Lord of the Rings one. Like,
Yeah.
Tolkien, his family completely fucked over the wishes that he had. He left spaces completely undeveloped because he wanted He wanted to be shared around people sort of like Conan and fucking H.P. Lovecraft. He wanted that sort of thing that was going around.
Yeah.
What did they do? They said, fuck no, locked everything up and said, don't you dare touch this setting without the setting. Fuck you, pay me. So, because of them and the Martin Luther King people, like the family of them, I don't like how money grubby the estates can be. Because, like, the thing that I hate about the Martin Luther King people is there are these people who didn't know that Martin Luther King's speeches weren't, like, public domain, and they were, like, trying to do a charity or some shit. And then when they did that, they got sued like crazy by the family. Like, how dare you use our shit, blah, 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 blah. You didn't pay us. You need to pay us God knows how much fucking money. So basically, I don't know if it was settled out of court. I don't know what fucking happened. I don't know if they had to basically give all the charity money to the fucking estate or what.
I guarantee you, Dr. King wouldn't have agreed with that, though.
Yeah, they're fucking, his family is fucking money grubby, and every time you see anything Martin Luther King related, they are getting a fucking piece. They are money grubby as hell. I do not fucking like estates. Fuck that shit.
Like I said, if they want to make their money off of Hollywood, whatever. Hollywood's got money to burn. I don't give a shit. But like anyone else, literally anyone else, no. Regular people's got it hard enough. Don't fucking take it out of their mouths. No, I don't agree with that shit at all.
Yeah, fuck you. You guys didn't do shit to build the product. You aren't gonna fucking leech on it like a fucking gold digging whore who just spread her legs just because you're their kid or whatever fucking relative. Like hell, Robert E. Howard didn't have any children. His fucking like brothers or other shits like claimed his fucking rights.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate how like public domain is just fucking dead, thanks to the mouse himself.
Can we talk about the mouse real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. The Disney Gestapo might kick our doors in simultaneously.
They ain't gonna kick our doors, and now I'm here.
I don't know.
Not while I'm here. I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger than that fucking rat. Let me tell you.
So the mouse.
No, the mouse. Sorry, I'm bigger than that mouse.
Are we going to talk about the fact that nobody's officially ever died in Disneyland because even if you get your fucking head cut off, they'll perform CPR and say that you're alive until you're out of the park?
Yep.
That sounds
No
about
one dies
right.
at Disneyland.
No one.
Nobody dies at Disneyland. Not on paper, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some dark ass history behind Disney, man. There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of evil
They-
shit
they-
in that company.
Legitimately, Disney has company towns.
Oh yeah. And we got rid of that back during the about the time of the cotton gin, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah. It's been about 130 years.
I don't get it, man. But I mean, you're still going to see your fucking Marvel movies. I'm still fucking watching the
Oh, yeah.
anime.
I don't pay for shit.
I'm not paying for them. Yeah.
Dude, I bootlegged Carnage and watched it this morning.
How was it?
Carnage is legitimately my favorite supervillain ever. I will not give them money. And that movie's great. The movie's a fucking awesome experience. It's funny as fuck, and it's way more like put together well than the first one is. Because the first one feels schizophrenic as all fuck. It feels like it was directed by 3 different people that did not agree on what they wanted the movie to be. And every act is disjointed from each other. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, does not have that problem. It absolutely does not.
That's good. I still think that I think the best Marvel movie I ever saw was either the first Avengers, because I hadn't gotten used to Joss Whedon dialogue, but we'll talk about that in a moment, or the first Captain America. Those are my favorites, yeah. So Joss Whedon's dialogue, I was listening to Zero Punctuation while at work, and he was talking about how Joss Whedon's dialogue is very sarcastic. Every line is a quip. And I hadn't noticed that. I guess I hadn't really consumed much of Buffy or anything else he'd worked on in the past.
Either every
up until-
line is, or every like serious situation is undercut with a quip.
Yeah. So I wasn't. I didn't know that was a thing. I remember I just wouldn't shut up about how funny the first Avengers was. I was just like, I'd never heard that before. I never experienced that many what's called jokes per minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, how do you guys feel about Joss Whedon's writing and mumblecore in general? The very like
What is mumblecore?
Okay. So let's say that you and I are doing a scene right now. All right, you ever see Juno?
No.
No.
Fuck. Okay.
I have, but that's not a great example.
You don't think so? Like the one
No.
where they're like talking like, oh God, I need to
No. So
think about
full
all
disclosure,
this. And... Yeah.
I have actually actively avoided anything to do with Joss Whedon because his fucking fans are kind of insufferable.
Are they?
Mhm.
All right. I think someone's messaging me. No, it's not me. Okay. But
I did
mumblecore.
like Firefly.
So mumblecore is
Nev-
sort of like very
Never seen it.
Mumblecore is like conversational dialogue. Like if we're in a scene, the point of each scene in like a movie is to convey exposition or establish characters. And there's a certain style to it. And Menthol, correct me if I'm wrong, but Mumblecore is sort of like very flawed. That it really tries to capture all the pauses, ifs, ums, buts, and whatever ski of most human conversations, right? Or
It does, but it tends to go overboard with it.
yeah.
Very much in the same way that Quirky is trying to be captured by the idea of the manic pixie girl, and it goes way overboard with it.
Okay.
Because, like, if you know the manic pixie girl stereotype, that is absolutely trying to do Quirky and failing miserably at it. It's like camp. Camp is hard to do unintentionally. Or intentionally, rather. If you try to manufacture camp, it is extremely difficult to make it land.
Yeah.
Camp has to be, like, fallen into ass backwards, like somebody tripping down the stairs.
That
Or
you've
you have to be a
mastered
master.
Adam West.
I was gonna say you have to be a master of it, like some very rare examples are, like Adam West. Adam West and Bruce Campbell.
Bruce
Oh,
Campbell. Yep.
mwah, chef's kiss at both of them. Masters of their craft. I will
Yes.
also say Woody Harrelson's pretty good at it. Woody Harrelson knows how to do his camp when he needs to. It's just a lot of movies he's in don't call for it because they try to cast him as more of a serious actor. But have you ever seen Natural Born Killers or the new Carnage movie? He's really good at it.
Wasn't he in Zombieland?
Yes. In
Oh,
that, he
nice.
does a lot of camp shit.
I liked him in Zombieland.
Like
He
him
was
freaking out
actually-
about the Twinkies is a good example.
His character in Zombieland was very, I guess, believable.
Yeah. He's very down to earth.
Yeah, like he lost fucking everything, so fuck it, just go wild.
Find what you can to just make it worthwhile for today.
Yep.
Enjoy the little things.
And that's good worthwhile advice in general.
Mhm.
I would say that there is, yeah.
I may not like the second movie, but the first one I will say is a legit fantastic film. I love Zombieland 1.
Zombieland 1, I have good memories of that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Why-
remember being fucked up in the theater seeing that one.
God, why does everyone go to the theater fucked up? I can't imagine going out in public like that. I'd be too embarrassed.
It's hard, man. Like I was on oxys at the time, just fucking like jaw swanging.
This looks like a Mountain Dew can, I guess. Mountain Die. Alright.
You just reminded me of an old T-shirt. It had a modified Mountain Dew logo where it says Mountain Dew me.
How about you Mountain Don't? Oh, man.
Man.
And speaking about enjoying the little things, I find that a lot of people nowadays, and our own friends are guilty of this, sort of take their scope a bit beyond what perhaps they should. And it's
Everybody does
difficult.
that.
It's difficult to say, what people should or shouldn't do.
Hmm.
You really got to. Your horse has to be at least fucking 10 feet tall to make a statement like that. But
Well, I think it's human nature,
I just
We're a very tribal species, so
Yeah.
basically, fuck you. My side is right.
like I stopped watching the news. Like about a couple of years back, I just completely stopped watching the news.
Nick, I don't blame you a damn bit. The news is either totally insipid, who gives a shit human interest pieces. Oh, little Susie's having a bake sale to get her puppy out of the tree. Who gives a damn?
See,
Who actually cares?
It-
Or it's bad news, bad news, bad news. The world is on fucking fire. You should probably kill yourself to get away from it. More bad news.
That's what it
It's
feels like.
fucking depressing.
That's the problem, is that it feels like news is focusing so much
It's
on
the 24-hour
That's
news
what
Yeah.
cycle.
gets the rating.
it's focusing
That's
so
what gets the rating.
yeah. Every
Yeah.
little thing that is wrong in the world gets sent right to your ears and eyes. And I'm just like, but that doesn't matter. Think about
like-
what's happening in your
Santa
town,
said. Bad news sells better than good news, and we have a 24-hour news cycle. It's all bad news all the time.
I sort of like this. I don't know. Give me one. I have to organize my thoughts a bit, but this reminds me a bit of what's that? Globalism. There's that term,
What's
the globalists, yeah. And I'm thinking, like, is it actually healthy to be a globalist? Just act as if you are a part of a greater world, as an everyman,
I think it is, but I think there's going to be some long-term growing pains.
Okay.
I think eventually humanity will unite as a full-blown, like, we are the tribe. Humanity as a whole is the new tribe. We just have to find the other to unite against. That's the problem. We don't have another yet.
That
About
makes
to
sense.
The
say, once
other
you get-
is the other guy over there.
Yeah, we always need a united enemy. Because that's what we tend to be. We're together until we have no one else to be against. If we have no
'Cause
one
it
to be
sounds-
against, we can use each other.
It sounds awful to frame it this way, but it's absolutely 1,000,000% true, and anyone that argues this is wrong. If you think racism's wild now, wait till we find aliens. Shit's gonna get real crazy.
It's gonna get real bad, real fast.
You think they're fucked up over skin tone? Holy shit, what about when they've got extra fucking limbs? What about when they breed differently, like an entirely different mechanism?
That'll be fine.
We got them silicon gas breathers. Oh, look at this
Yeah!
silicon asshole. That's
Yeah!
exactly what it'll
These
be
fucking
like.
fart-sucking pieces of shit over here because they breathe methane. Yeah, it's gonna be that, I'm telling you.
Hey, buddy, I just had Taco Bell. How about
Yeah.
you go run for a little bit so it doesn't go to waste?
Yes! Dude, it's really that simple. Humanity needs another.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
since we don't have one yet, we gotta manufacture one. That guy over there doesn't look like me enough. Fuck it. He's the other now.
That's a little nihilistic, though, to claim that there always has
It
to be
is.
an other.
That's why I think we have to get to space and we have to, kind of expand our horizons, as it were. Because
Okay.
once we find the other, we may find an evolved way of looking at things. We may find a new viewpoint that we haven't considered before. And that's why I say it's growing pains more than an eventuality,
Okay.
or more than an endpoint, rather. It's not that humans will always be this way. We just take a long time to change. We're naturally hard-headed as all hell.
Yep.
I am very thoroughly optimistic for our species, but god damn it, is it really hard sometimes.
So the human brain, we have the exact same brains as we did 20,000 years ago. And that's a problem. Because 20,000 years ago, we didn't have the amount of stimuli that we have today.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dunbar's number is still a very real thing, which makes it very hard for a lot of people to give a damn.
What's Dunbar's number?
The monkey sphere. Dunbar's number is a hypothetical, but not hypothetical. It's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Theoretical.
What's that?
Theoretical.
It's not a theoretical because it's like a real thing. It's a roundabout number. Yeah, it's a roundabout number where people can only have a meaningful connection with only like 150 people.
Oh,
Like-
I can believe that.
Anything after 150 people, you cannot like. People can change, right? Like you can have 150 friends and then you meet someone new, and that person will literally take up someone else's space in your give a fuckativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to juggle the time.
Yeah, we come from tribes. We come from little villages that might have been 150 people. We were all fucking related to.
And as tragic as it is, our lives are infinitesimally short.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they can always be cut shorter.
So it's impossible for us to make an actual connection with a large number of people. But we're also very tribal, which is why we can connect to a concept like I'm American, like, or I'm a fucking Chiefs fan. Oh, you're a fucking Washington fan. Go fuck yourself. You're shit. You're shit on my
Mhm.
boot.
Yeah, the tribalism aspect definitely plays into it. And that's why I say growing pains again. Because it takes time. We eventually grew out of certain other habits that we've had for thousands and thousands of years.
It's not Dr. Pepper. It's
It's Professor Patrick.
No, it's doo-doo pee-pee.
I mean, I won't fight you on that statement. I'm not a fan of Dr. Pepper personally.
Load. No, Clip Studio, don't die on me. No. It was
I'm
like-
one of them. Oh, go ahead.
Nothing.
I was gonna say I'm not a fan of Dr. Pepper. I'm one of them psychos that thinks Diet Coke tastes good.
Fucking artist's credo once they move to digital. Save and save often. Control S or Control Shift S, whichever fucking you have to use.
All right, I should probably save this then. All right.
But yeah,
Please
no,
don't-
like I said earlier, it's hard to stay optimistic sometimes. But I think overall, if we can manage not to nuke ourselves before we get off planet, we'll be fine.
Fair. I was more thinking about, is it worth it for the everyman to really be concerned with the goings on of 300 million different people?
Yes and no.
Like my perception of things is that it's mostly American focused. So apologies for any Europeans or what is it called?
Others.
SC
Cares?
people. No, Southeast Asians who might be listening.
See people.
C people, yeah. So it's just the nation's too big. And I just can't be asked to really give a shit about what goes on in Arkansas sometimes.
Yeah, I don't blame you a damn bit. I
I-
don't keep up with the news in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. I even South Jersey. That's Patrick's area. I got my North Jersey zones, and if there's like something bad happening in North Jersey, it's like I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
we have a fucking slasher and a superhero that is currently trying to fight this motherfucker
Are you?
30 minutes away from me. And I didn't know about this shit until earlier this year. This has been going on for 2.5 years, my nigga. I didn't know shit about it. This is a half hour down the road.
You got a slasher?
Yeah.
What's the news column?
He's just some dude that goes around slashing people in the mornings. He's just the Little Rock slasher. That's all I know.
Spider-Man
Little Rock
moves to
slasher.
Arkansas. That's
I gotta look this up now. I'm gonna look up Little Rock slasher.
Yeah, he's
I
going
typed
around
in Little
slicing
Rock
people up in the
ass.
morning.
Let me see.
Literally just typed in Little Rock S, and the first thing that popped up is Little Rock slasher.
Yeah.
I don't really fucking give attention to. Like, there's a big like fucking gang shooting in like half a block away. I wanted to hear what was going to happen on the local news. Wasn't fucking covered at all. There was fucking police choppers everywhere. There was fucking cops. You could hear fucking sirens for like most of the fucking day. It was a long fucking engagement with the fucking like shooting that was going on because you kept hearing fucking gunfire. I was like, okay, I'll watch it on the news since I'm not going to walk over there.
You're sitting there thinking, holy shit, it's going to be another Waco.
So I go on the news. Trump this, Trump that. Stimulus check still not going to get you. COVID, bye.
Or
And this
at
is the-
best, there was a
Local news. You're
shooting.
supposed to talk about shit that's happening locally. Fuck the national news.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, God fucking damn, I wanted to know what the hell was going on. What caused that fucking thing? Because it was, I literally couldn't join the call because you'd be hearing nothing but sirens and occasionally gunfire. Because that's happened a few times. Like recently,
Oh, yeah.
6 bullets went through my fucking window because I live in the fucking barrio. So, but because we live in like, I guess, bad neighborhoods and shit like that,
Nobody cares.
just because it's kind of the thing that ended up happening with why people don't report the ethnicity of certain like people because they're like because a few people wrote in for like ratings wise that they were tired of hearing that another colored person's like wanted on the news, so the news stopped actually like focusing those types of stories. Like if somebody's like killing someone or there was a shooting, they didn't want to like hurt ratings because somehow if you bring up all the bad shit that happens in the bad parts of town that constantly fucking happen, oh, you're hurting my fifis because you're making my race look bad. I'm like, well, it's fucking happening.
That's it.
It's news.
not the-
Why can't? Well, because it's bad for ratings. We don't want to offend anybody who might be living there. Motherfucker, I live here. I wanted to hear what was going on.
Yeah, it's not that they're zeroing in on a specific demographic. It's just that demographic happens to be the one that's most affected by the shit. It's coming up the most with this area. Guess who lives here?
I think we lost
Yeah,
Menthol again.
No,
No,
that was Santa.
Oh.
No, it's super unfortunate, but like that is the situation we live in right now, where like the conflagration between the national news and the local news is completely fucked, and you cannot separate the two. So why bother? It's all national news, and like you said, you just can't give a fuck what happens on the other side of the country for the most part. So,
It's
that's
upsetting.
why I personally find it easier to read my news than watch it, because I can pick out the stuff that I'm interested in right off the top by reading the article. And it's easier to catch spin when it's in printed form than it is in spoken form. Because in printed form, when they spin it, you can go back and go, wait a minute, what? And catch that in the sentence and reread it a couple of times and go, wait a minute, that wording's kind of fucked. I don't like that. You don't get that option when they see it, when they're saying it to you. When they tell you what the news is, you get one pass, and that one pass influences your opinion whether you realize it or not. It's very subtle psychology, but it absolutely does take place every single day. Make no mistake, there is a psychology to it, and it is being applied intentionally. It's just like in grocery stores. They put shit in certain places for a reason.
Now I'm all sad. Let's talk about something more happy.
I'll tell you something
We're
more
getting
happy.
doom and gloom. Talk to me.
I can tell you something happy.
What's
you
something
got?
happy? What do you got?
All right, so I forgot that I have Discovery Plus, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something happy. Funkshire's here.
Oh my
Fuck
god!
yeah.
Thank God.
I'm not dead. I'm not dead.
We were just talking about the goddamn globalists and how they don't want us to buy Alex Jones's tactical tank wipes for $49.99 a wipe.
Look, he's gonna need it because you know he just lost that court case for his
Yeah,
liability
that's-
for Sandy Hook.
That's pretty great.
Because you can't go to grieving parents and be like, "Your child was a paid actor for the state."
Did he
'Cause,
really
you
get
know,
in trouble for libel? That's
He
great.
did. He got. Hold on a second. Let me pull the article because it's a good one. Let's see. Because you know, after Sandy Hook,
One last depressing topic. One last one before we go. Just like the devil told me that time in church when I went. I got one more before we go.
Okay, here we go. InfoWars host Alex Jones is responsible for damages triggered by his false claims on the Sandy Hook shooting, judge rules. Let's see here. Trying to see what kind of. Basically, if I remember correctly, this just means now all the parents of the kids from Sandy Hook can sue the fuck out of him now.
Good.
So
you know who they need to be suing? They need to sue that cocksucker from my state, Huckabee.
I
Fuck
know
that
it.
piece of shit.
Let's see. Alex Jones, a conspiracy theorist who hosts right-wing commentary website InfoWars, was found legally responsible in 2 lawsuits for damages caused by his claims surrounding the 2012 Sandy Hook school mass shooting, according to court documents released Thursday. Judge Maya Guerrera Gamble issued default judgments on Monday against Jones and his outlet for not complying with court orders to provide information for the lawsuits brought against him by the parents of 2 children in the shooting. The rulings, which were first reported by Huffington Post, effectively mean that Jones lost the case by default. A jury will convene to ascertain how much he will owe the plaintiffs, the report said. Now, here's the thing. He didn't lose because he put together a shitty court case. He lost because he didn't put together a court case at all.
That's pretty funny.
That's the
So-
worst way to lose. It
Idiot.
really is.
That's
Good.
it. So he basically just didn't send in like the paperwork he was supposed to.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
That's not quite as embarrassing, but it's almost as bad as one of the top dudes of Quantic Dream getting in
Mhm.
trouble. The company that makes all the David Cage games like Heavy Rain and fucking Indigo Prophecy and all that.
Yeah.
They got in trouble a while back, and when they were hauled into court, they straight up asked in court to the judge, "I'm not under oath, so I can lie, right?"
Jesus Christ.
No, you stupid bastard.
Like, no stupid questions, but man, you fucked up. My God, no.
That's kind of what that reminded me of for a second.
Jeez. That hurt. That's what made it even more painful is like I was rummaging through my new shitty people memes folder, which is where I keep all the Ben Shapiro and Steven Seagal shit we had last night. And I was like, oh, and I forgot I left that open. So like I'm looking at that while I'm reading this, and I'm like, this is perfect.
I'm still mildly nettled that I had to read 31 pages of Ben Shapiro's goddamn novel.
I'm
heard.
surprised you made that far.
How bad was it?
I heard about this book when I was listening to James Tullos, I think his name is. He was talking about the book on his YouTube channel, but wow,
it's
like how
fucking
actually bad
ragged.
is it?
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
I'll tell you how bad it is. Literally the first sentence, he is already fucking up.
What, bad grammar?
First sentence.
Look,
No,
the-
he's fucking up his facts
Oh.
because he mistypes a fact about a gun that a military character is using, and this dude has been in the military at this point for like 20 years.
he's Fred Hawthorne, youngest American brigadier general. A 6'3" bear of a man that Ben Shapiro strokes to every night.
Jesus
This man
Christ.
slides his fucking clip out to check the ammo count on an M9 and finds it to be empty. Now, here's the interesting thing about the M9. When it's empty, the slide automatically kicks all the way the fuck back and locks.
It's true. I have one.
So it's it's the first instance of Brett not knowing what he's talking about with guns, which is fucking hilarious to me because he claims to be like a gun expert. Because later on in the book, he is writing a action scene. This action scene is the equivalent of a dry ass hand job. Like it's bad. Now, apparently, he says that I can't remember the exact description on the round, but he says that the SWAT members are using heavy duty 7.62 rounds. The fun part is, I remember looking this up. The round he's talking about is technically qualified to be a handgun round, and I was like, that's not heavy.
7.62.
Yeah, hold on, let me pull it because actually I have the PDF open here in front of me.
Is it 7.62 by 5.1 or 3.9? Because those are both. That's a medium round or a medium rifle and light rifle.
I believe it was the 3.9. Hold on, because Ben's really hard to keep up with his chapters because he tries to do the George R. R. Martin thing where it's a POV chapter from a certain person's
Oh,
point of
yeah,
view,
fuck that.
but he will change like right in the fucking middle of it.
I'm still pulling my hair out over him referring to a fucking boombox. The classic ghetto blaster, the C battery eater itself, calls a boombox a primitive iPod just because a bunch of Iraqi insurgents are using it. Get the fuck out of here, you
Boomboxes
trash
are cool,
human.
man.
Here's my favorite part.
I love the ghetto blaster, man. That shit was great.
The Brett Hawthorne, youngest American brigadier general. Like I say, it's described as a 6'3" bear of a man, and it's 6'3" barefoot man in his bare feet, 215 pounds in his underwear, which tells me two things about Ben. Ben is stroking while he's reading this,
Yes.
and all the good people are described as tall, while the terrorists are all described with scraggly beards and short, which makes me
Ben
think.
Shapiro's like 5'5".
Mhm.
I mean,
No.
am I taller than Ben Shapiro?
Yeah,
In his world, he is a great big burly bear of a man, statuesque as all fuck, at a whopping, fucking staggering, sun blotting out 6'3". Nigga, I'm 6'3".
I'm 6'5". Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, the sound of the choppers whirring into life. Angry wasp out for blood, washed into the house.
Goddamn cast.
Oh my god.
Spotlights shine brightly in the crack beneath the bathroom floor. Then the heavy caliber 7.62 rounds began crashing through the roof, bathing the bathroom in speckled light. As Soledad kicked out the last board and crawled beneath the home, as Foster. I'm trying to get the exact what it is, but it's just saying they're using heavy duty 7.62 rounds, and that's it. And I'm like,
That's
wait a minute.
that's such a fucking like I have no idea what I'm talking about way to describe 7.62 rounds.
Bro, you want to talk about he ain't got no idea what he's talking about. This bitch Soledad keeps the fucking SWAT team at bay with the power of fresh baked cookies. No, I'm not bullshitting you. I thought Funk was when he told me.
That was
that was
fucking
one of his-
hilarious to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we kind of hijacked this for this, but like
No, it's fine, dude.
I just woke up. When me and Menthor were talking about it, I was pitching the idea for the Funky Bunch book club to him, and I was like, dude, we got 2 books we can read. We have one by Steven Seagal, which we will actually be reading next week, and we also have Ben Shapiro's book, which is it's a fiction book called True Allegiance. This is basically it's just self-insert OC do not steal bullshit. But we were going there along, and now let me pull it up because I still have this
You
in
can
front of me.
basically hear Hulk Hogan's theme music every page.
You just hear a dun 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 dun, and then you just see him coming down the aisle. But like, it's sad Hulk Hogan, racist Hulk Hogan. After you're like, I don't like you anymore.
I am a real American. She can marry one if he makes a lot of money.
There we go.
I gotta reply to Virgil there real quick. 7.62 by 3.9 is a Russian round. 7.62 by 5.1 or 308 is an American round, and that's what a lot of American machine guns use.
I think it's going to be 308 from the way he's describing it, since it's being used
Yeah,
by SWAT team.
that's what the M240 uses.
Because
But
there's
also SWAT teams do not have M240s. They've got like 9mm and 5.56.
I would say like
There's a such thing as over penetration, and when
Not in
you're
the
doing
Shapiro
things
verse, there
that-
isn't.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. It's Ben Shapiro.
there's another one that I'll have to pull up next time we read this book. Because basically, what we're going to do is like we're going to read through some Steven Seagal next week, and then we'll come back to Ben Shapiro, kind of like rotate them off so we can give our brain time to heal a little bit. Because if I read too much Ben Shapiro, I'm afraid I'm either going to like shrink or I'm going to start like, complaining about, like my wife's vagina is too moist. What's going on here?
Gosh, she must have a disease. I gotta get her to the doctor.
We need to get rid of the postal service.
My wife is a doctor.
My wife is a doctor. She says she's fine. It's okay. She's going for treatment. See, she has a dry vagina, and sometimes she goes to see her personal therapist. And she goes to see her personal therapist. She might be gone for a couple hours. She comes back full of breath and
Hey,
out of breath. And
Guy's name is John Redcorn. He does good work.
he does great. My favorite was the one I saw at the time. It said like, we need to get rid of the postal service. Postal service doesn't work. My wife and her personal trainer went to Hawaii last week, and she said she'd send me a postcard as soon as she got there. And I've yet to get a postcard one. And I was just like, that's perfect. That's the most Ben Shapiro thing.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back, Santa. Okay, I have something pulled up here. Sorry.
I was gonna say, the easiestly, like the most disgusting part of the book is how the main character and his wife get off the phone with each other. Oh man!
How do they get off the phone with each other?
Hold on just a minute. Put your big boy britches on because you're gonna need it for this one.
You know how most normal fucking functioning humanoid creatures on this planet will just say something like, "All right, babe, love you too, bye," something like that.
Yeah, sure. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer though.
Yeah, no.
Oh, this goes hard in the paint. This is the cringiest thing I've ever read on paper.
I need a picture of Ben Shapiro on screen.
Yeah.
Menthol, you got the one with him with the katana?
Get me the one with him and get the katana. I'm gonna get one of him on like Fox News or something.
Let me snag it real quick. I got it right here.
Yeah. I will also take this moment as soon as you get the picture up. I will tell you the cringiest piece of literature I've ever seen in my life.
Now, just be advised, this picture is a picture of Ben Shapiro and a yarmulke. We are not anti-Semites, most of us.
Is he wearing it? Oh my God, he is.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's Jewish.
Oh, God.
You didn't know Ben Shapiro was Jewish?
No, dude, why the fuck would I care?
I was about to drop a Gentile joke on you.
Ben Shapiro could be a fucking like criminal arsonist for all I know.
Do you want to
seriously like? We know like three things about him. We know that he has never given his wife an orgasm. We know that he is short, and we know that billionaires have been paying him to say whatever the fuck they want for like years now.
Oh, we know one other thing. He knows more about wet ass pussy than he does about guns.
Which is saying, dude, that is a vicious ass burn. I'm sorry, that is. Like, damn.
He also loves quote unquote destroying libs by just.
What's that? You're a liberal? Smashes your skull into smithereens with a hammer.
All right, so on the. What was his picture taken of him in the fucking katana?
It's like him as like a teenager or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you say.
How old
Just
is
because
he
he's that height doesn't mean he's a teenager. That was probably him at like 28.
This is true. It's probably him at 28 going like, yeah, my wife's going to love this when she gets back from the personal trainer.
Well, you were studying the stock market. I was studying the blade.
He is 37 years old. You guys didn't know he was... I was kind of caught here with the fucking Gentile jokes.
I mean, you can make them if you want to.
Go ahead. Shit, we're not going to complain.
Two Gentiles meet each other for lunch at the bar. One goes to the other, how's business? The other says, good.
Damn. Damn.
A Gentile calls his mom. Mom, I know you've been prepping. I know we got dinner tonight. And I know that you've been making my favorite meal. But something huge came up at work. I gotta cancel. She goes, it's okay.
I understand.
I heard these Gentile jokes this morning and I love them.
Now they're pretty good. They're just anti-humor, where it's like the horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" Horse looks up at him, takes a drink, and says, "I'm an alcoholic, and it's tearing my family apart."
Oh crap!
Okay.
So
We
how
got-
does he get off the phone with his wife in this
Hey,
book?
I'm going to read this little passage from you. Now, here's to set this passage up. Brett Hawthorne, youngest American general, has been rescued from Afghanistan, which has been butchered, and I will talk more about that later. Anyway, he's been rescued, and he's given one phone call on the way back because he can only have one phone call for some reason. He can't call all his friends and family and say, "Hey, I'm on the way." He can call one person. He calls his wife and immediately tells this woman, "I need you to set some shit up." He's like, "I need you to call Bill," who's a character we have never been introduced to before, but is his MacGuffin to get shit going. And the wife does her wifely duty. She's like, "Oh, yes, you're such a big, strong, strapping man. I'll help you fight these there terrorists." And then they sign off like this. "It'll be okay," she said. "It always is." "Okay," he grumbled half-heartedly, "but let's keep thinking about it." "Take a bullet for you, babe," she said. "Take a bullet for you, sweetheart," he replied, their usual sign-off.
What the
What
fuck?
the fuck?
Bruh. I have seen sea beams glitter off the belt of Orion. I have seen white boys buy samurai swords in the mall and claim they were legit from Japan. I've seen all kinds of cringy ass shit in my lifetime.
I've been to an anime club.
That one takes the fucking cake. I've seen a furry in a costume contest at an anime con trying to compete.
That's just too much.
This is
I-
worse than that.
I am so. This is all you got to remember. You got to remember.
Virgil nailed it. Virgil nailed it. I've read better literature about fluffies.
You've got to remember. I think it's important to keep it in mind that this is all coming from a guy who would probably last all of 17 seconds in the actual armed forces.
Bro,
It's true.
he would last 17 seconds in the wrong neighborhood. He uses the N-word, the fucking gamer word, like 5 times on a page, where he basically has Michael Clark Duncan and Steve Urkel getting into a conflict over who's going to fuck up the white boy or who's going to save him. Guess who the white boy is?
Brett
General-
Hawthorne.
Brad
Brad
Hawthorne,
Hawthorne,
Navy
yeah.
SEAL.
Dog,
made a
I'm telling
point-
you, like, this shit is ragged.
I made a
the,
point
like,
to say his name that way. So
read the little description of whatever the black guy is when he shows up. That's a racist it's all hell.
Oh god,
Uh,
yeah, where it talks about he's like built like a brick shit house and looks like he's destined for a life of prison workouts.
I'm getting it right now. I've
What
got
the fuck?
here's a okay. So this is my favorite part of the book. It's him describing basically the big scary black man who has like attacked him his whole life.
AKA Michael
It's-
Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan, who is like the sweetest person. You know, even in death, he would probably just he wouldn't eat your brains if he was a zombie. He would just be like, "Oh, hey man, I'm sorry about that."
Rest in peace, Kingpin.
We hope to see you one day when we cross that Rainbow Bridge and you run in that crime. Now we've gone too far because it was not near this far. Okay. Well.
Nah, it's like page
Okay.
16 or some shit.
I think it was because that was about where we stopped last night. Fun part, the prologue of the book is just like two characters living through a 9/11. It's like because during the book a terrorist attack happens, which is meant to be his 9/11, and it's like the worst written 9/11 to the point where like even Alan Jackson wouldn't write a song about this shit.
The car
Hell.
slid down the bridge horizontally into the river below. Bath time playthings of an angry god. That is an actual quote.
What the fuck?
Here we go. Okay, so we're going. There's a little bit to this. Here is actual factual Ben Shapiro at school. Now, this whole premise, he is telling a story about how he learned how to talk himself out of any situation. And by the end of this, we learn he did not learn how to talk himself out of any situation. His token black friend learned how to talk his way out of any situation. But let's start here.
This sounds like a Ben Shapiro self-insert. So let's continue.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. Okay, so On the second day of school, Brett was sitting by himself at lunch. He wasn't one of the Irish kids, and he wasn't one of the Italian kids, so he couldn't sit with those cliques. And he made the mistake the day before of trying to befriend a couple of black kids. That hadn't gone well. He ended up with a black eye and a few new vocabulary words to add to his dictionary. So today he sat alone until he made the mistake of looking up. Standing above him, glaring at him, was a behemoth, a black kid named Yard. Nobody knew his real name. Everybody just called him Yard because he played on the school football team, stood 6'5", clocked in at a solid 280 pounds, and looked like he was headed straight for a lifetime of prison workouts. The coach loved him. Everyone else feared him. If Breton hadn't looked up, everything would have worked out just fine. But then again, he didn't have much of a choice, given that Yard grabbed him by the shirt and pulled him out of his seat like a rag doll. Then Yard mumbled something in his face. "What?" said Brett Hawthorne. "I said," Yard growled, "did you just call me gamer? Because I just heard you call me gamer." The entire room turned to watch the impending carnage. Yard's hand came down on Brett's shoulder, heavy as doom. Brett could feel his bowels begin to give way as a smallish hand emerged on Yard's shoulder. So Yard is a mutant. We discussed this. He has a small hand that apparently has bust out of his shoulder. So honestly, Ben is picking on a disabled kid, it sounds like. And you know what? Professor actually going to have this shit.
This guy's got three hands.
On brand
just
for
trying to-
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, this kid's got 3 hands just trying to go to college on a fucking football scholarship, and this guy's out here fucking with him. That ain't right, man.
Basically, what happens is like his black friend Derek. That's just how the kid is described as his black friend Derek.
And he's
Shows
described
up
looking
saves
like
the day.
Steve Urkel.
Yeah, like he's Steve Urkel shows up and saves the day, and then it goes into a paragraph about how Ben Shapiro believes that courtship is paying for dates and begging, pestering your wife until she says yes.
She was like, "Maybe I'll say yes to a walk along the beach if you buy one of these pictures, soldier." And he's like, "Okay." And he buys the picture for $20. And then she's like, "I'm not that cheap of a date, dude. Good try though." And he's like, "What? What the fuck? But I bought the picture." As if that makes her owe him.
Which
So-
that's about where we stopped that night, because we got to the point where I think
Wow.
both our brains were melting and it was getting time for MVM. But like, shit.
Everyone here has gone to high school, and I think we've all gone to a variety of different high schools.
Bro,
Do
I
you
went to
guys-
like 6 different schools growing up.
Do you guys remember the Italian clique or the Irish clique?
Can't say I
No.
do. I was in all the cliques.
I don't in very many cliques because I didn't have very many friends. I was kind of like half in a football player clique, and then I had a couple like weeb friends I hung out with. And
See, that was my thing. In all the schools that I went to, I never saw the race cliques. I always saw
no,
the class or the interest cliques.
Yeah. Yeah,
That-
Either
that's-
you're a
that's what I
rich, preppy
remember.
motherfucker or you're broke as shit and you're hanging out with those groups respectively.
see, I
or
remember
you're hanging out with the nerdy kids or whatever, you know?
we got like a new kid one day. I remember him asking something about like why all the black kids hung out together, and I was like, they all go to church together, dude. They kind of know each other. I was like,
That's it.
why wouldn't they hang out?
They
Yeah, I'm just-
already fucking are friends. Like, of
Yeah,
course, it
they've
makes sense for them to be
They've
friends at
probably
school.
been going to the same church together for fucking 15 years.
Pretty
Well,
much
there's a
at
good
that
chance their
point.
parents are friends.
That was basically it. I was like, dude, we all hang out together because we play ball together. It's like everybody has interests, so everybody hangs out based on their interests. You don't want to talk to people like you share no common interest with.
Like, real shit, that's why I will defend people wearing, like, you know, anime t-shirts and shit. Because used to, it was cringy. Used to, you get your ass kicked over it, for real. I remember legit getting in fist fights over DBZ. Because I watched DBZ and other people didn't. But I also remember making a lot of friends because people would come up to me and go, "Oh, dude, you watch that show too? Hell yeah." And we would just started chatting. And after a while, new friend acquired. Shit was great. I
That's it.
totally recommend it. Wear your love on your sleeve, man.
I
You got
actually
an
had
interest, fucking rocket.
I felt pretty good today because I was in Walmart getting a couple things, and like this, I hate to say this way, this kid walked up to me. He was probably about 14, 15,
Mm.
but you could tell that he was autistic on the way he carried himself. which I know sounds terrible, but you can kind of tell because they're kind of reserved, like they
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of seem in their own world.
What you got?
And
Subtle body language and shit, you know.
yeah, and I'm pretty good at reading people. So I saw him and I was like, he looked at me and I was wearing my my Gengar and Ghastly shirt. It's a shirt I got where it's like a real cartoony Gengar, Ghastly, and Haunter, and it's got like just Japanese for ghost written on it in red. And I was wearing that today, and he saw that, and he's like, "That's the coolest Pokemon shirt." And I said, "Hey, thank you." I said, "Hey, thank you, little man." And he just looked at me, and he lit up, and I was like, "I feel pretty good about that today." That little man saw something he really liked, and I feel pretty good about that.
Well, hell, that's just like a couple months back. I was picking up some smokes at the tobacco store, and this girl that waited on me at the drive-through window,
Mhm.
she had on a Bakugo shirt, and the only thing that made it stand out to me was the dumbest, most detail-oriented shit that only an autistic fucker like me would notice. Because all the shirt is a black T-shirt with an orange X across it, and two
Yeah.
black dots on the X, and the two black dots are the manufacturer's mark. Because Uraraka's uniform is made by the same manufacturer in universe that made Bakugo's uniform, and she has those black dots on her neck area.
Yup.
And I recognized that immediately and was like, "Hey, nice My Hero shirt." And she's like, "You're the first person that's ever recognized this shirt, and I've had this for like a year. Thank you." Fucking little shit like that.
My favorite is I have a shirt that's it's shit, Full Metal
Hot dog got
Alchemist. It is a Full Metal Alchemist shirt, and it's like a Mestrius military shirt, and it's made to look just like a college T-shirt. I've got that, and like people see that all the time and think it's like actual like a college or something, and they're like, "What college
nobody
is that?"
knows what the fuck a mistress is.
I'm just like, "Oh, no," I said, it's not a college, it's an anime," and then like people will look at me and be like, why does anime have a college?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
It's a joke. See, you fell for the trick. It was made to look like a college shirt. You know what? Fucking, I'm done.
You fool! You fell for the Emerald Splash.
Yeah, exactly. No one escapes. No one can just deflect the emerald.
You fool! You fell for the Thundercross Split Attack.
That's my favorite because I've got a fucking birthday gift that I've sent to people every once in a while, where it starts out as a scene from Dragon Ball Fighters, and it's labeled as "Sick New Trunks Tech." Trunks just does his flip and comes in with the overhead sword, and as soon as it connects, "You fool! You fell for it! Thundercross Happy Birthday Attack!"
Yes.
Oh man.
Also, I'm sorry I kind of slept through most of the cast. I got home and like it's been rainy all day, so I was real sleepy, and I said, I'm gonna lay down for an hour. I'm gonna set an alarm, and
Bro,
I
you
looked
ain't
and, like,
Straight up not a freaking
I was
problem.
out.
Don't worry about it, man. We're all good.
Yeah, you ain't joking about it raining all day, motherfucker. It's knocked my power out 3 times over the course of the cast.
Jesus.
I've had Menthol, and I'm just like, "Hey, Menthol, you there?"
I had to switch over to my phone.
Wait, you can tell it's Menthol because every once in a while he'll go, "Mm-hmm."
Hey, you should have been there back in the day when the running joke was Menthol and his magic gazebo out back. So
Yeah, right. My magic gazebo full of stolen couches and fucking free McDonald's Wi-Fi.
that was at the
Back when my name
gazebo.
was Menthol Coma or colon possibly homeless.
That was it, because every time Menthol would call in, like you could hear cicadas and shit in the background. Everybody's like, "Is Menthol outside?" And he's like, "He's out on his gazebo. Leave him alone."
Yeah. Like, what are you fucking stealing Wi-Fi from the McDonald's next door? No.
Burger King.
I got a place outside. My mom doesn't let me smoking weed in the house.
Man, it's
I smoke a lot of weed, so I'm always out here.
Oh, I can also talk about. I went to see Venom today. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's what Menthol said. Yeah, he said he dug it.
It's a lot more put together and like consistent than the first one was, wasn't it?
Yeah. And funny enough, my favorite little thing was like a little. I was on a comedy strike. It kind of popped up there really quick during the escape scene, where Carnage had his little guillotine hand. The one that's like the axe blade looks like a guillotine blade. That was always like I used to have an action figure of Carnage that had that on it, and it was like my favorite thing to have him use. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad they kept that," because I was afraid like they weren't going to have him doing all his like symbiote weapons. And so I was really happy to see that. But like
The only one I didn't see in the movie that I was kind of disappointed, he never made the battle axe and hucked it.
yeah,
Because that was a common one back in the day, but like whatever, I can forgive that.
I never got the Carnage lore. I remember playing the N64 Spider-Man game, and he was the final boss where you just had to escape him, and I could never
Where
beat
you just
that.
had to throw him in the bubble.
No, the final boss was running away from him.
No, the final boss was not him. It was Carnage Ock.
Yes.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah.
I was watching the what if mode cutscenes from that earlier today, actually.
God.
The what if mode in that was fucking fantastic too. Because like,
Yeah.
oh dude, some of the dumb shit in there is just like, I wish we got stuff like that in video games today.
Man.
Because like example, one of the missions you have to go and get to the Daily Bugle from across town before Scorpion gets a hold of Jay Jonah and kills him.
Yeah,
and the whole time, normally he's screaming in fear and running away, and you hear like Scorpion being like, come out, wherever you are, you know, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in what if mode after you've beaten the game once and put in the code for it, then he's running around playing a game of Marco Polo with him, and he'll call like fish out of water and shit like that. And then at the end of the chase, if you let the timer run out, Jameson will just, or Scorpion will just go, well, time to go. And Jameson will just go, no, don't get up. Allow me. And then throws himself out the window.
That's great.
Easy.
Fucking incredible.
Oh, man.
Or like Doc Ock for the third to last boss battle, when he shows up in his force field, he's like a third of his size and his voice has been pitched up. And he has new dialogue where he's like, I am Mini Ock.
Oh,
Just there for the hell of it.
Man.
I'm stoked because like I was watching the trailers. They had the trailer for the new Spider-Man movie, and I'm stoked for that too. So.
I just want to see
New
Alfred
Spider-Man. We got a Carnage. Like, it's a good time to be a Spider-Man fan at the Ditko estate. Don't fuck it up.
So yeah, I've been kind of reading into that, and from the way I'm kind of understanding it, it's basically if Disney wants to use them, they just have to pay them, which as long as they don't go full Christopher Tolkien, I think they'll be all right.
That's the problem, is if they go full Christopher Tolkien with it.
Because I don't understand. I love Tolkien. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Like all his literature is fucking awesome.
You hate the estates, don't you?
Yeah, but you hate the estates because especially like apparently Christopher Tolkien hated the Hobbit movies and he didn't like the Lord of the Ring movies. The Lord of the Ring movies are fucking perfect. I'm sorry, they are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But he writes them off as like they made my father's work into something accessible for 20 to 25-year-olds. And I'm like, yeah, and I was like, I love reading Lord of the Rings, but do you know how hard it is to fucking read Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Like, does your book really have to be drier than a bucket of desert sand for it to be enjoyable? No. You can kind of flavor it up a little bit and make it more palatable for fucking audiences. In fact, that's probably a good thing in a lot of cases if you don't lose any of the context.
That's it. Like they cut out a lot of basically just the fluff. Like I like I said, I love Tolkien's writing style, but he rambles. He goes off like on everything.
He loved his languages.
The guy was so spiteful. He got a job at the fucking Merriam-Webster so he could prove that the plural of dwarf was dwarves because somebody said, "Oh no, the plural of dwarf is not dwarves, it's dwarfs." So he got a job at fucking Merriam-Webster so he could be like, "Bitch, I wrote the fucking dictionary. It's dwarves," and that was it.
That's
I can appreciate that kind of petty behavior.
Is that why the dwarfs in Warhammer are dwarfs, not dwarves?
No, they're squats.
Well, there are actually dwarfs and
you're talking about Warhammer fantasy, yeah.
Yeah. From the way I understand it, because he was literally the only person who called him dwarves. Now I think later on more fantasy writers accepted dwarves and not dwarfs. So it was weird, but it was funny as hell to me when they're like, "Yeah, he got a job at Merriam-Webster," just so he could be like, "Bitch, I wrote the dictionary. Look in there." Yeah, I was like, "God damn, okay."
No, you're wrong. I made it. I can't be wrong.
It's like the guy from the Far Side who created the name for the Stegosaurus spikes on their tail.
Thagamizers.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty cool though. The Thagomizer.
Yeah, he made it as a
I
joke, and
I
the
do
scientists
like
were
that
"You know
story.
what? We don't actually have a scientific name for that, so they just adopted it.
It's
It's also on
it's
here.
a Thagomizer. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Larson
Yeah.
contributed some shit.
So like right here in front of me, I have my copy of The Hobbit, and anybody can read The Hobbit because The Hobbit is a children's book. It was a bedtime story he told to his child. And he finally had to write it down because one of his kids was actually able to start picking out inconsistencies whenever he would tell the story, which is probably the funniest reason to write a book to me. Basically, his son kept calling him out on the different colors of the dwarves' cloaks when they would come into Bilbo's house. And let me see if I can find the quote here. But basically, he's like, that's right. It was silver last time. Damn him. Damn the boy. That's basically how he responded to that. But now Lord of the Rings, as much as I
Damn,
love
this
Lord of the
child has a
Rings,
genetic memory.
damn this child remembering things. As much as I love him, like if you made a movie based on everything in Lord of the Rings, you would make a 6-hour movie. And I'm sorry, my attention span cuts off at about 3. Like as much as I love them, I can't do the super marathon of Lord of the Rings very often because like people are like, we're gonna watch all 6 Lord of the Ring movies. Like Hobbits too, we're gonna watch them all. I'm like,
We're
dude,
gonna watch all 48 hours of Lord of the Rings.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to do the Hobbits. The Hobbits, that's too much. The Through Lord of the Rings, I can do.
I can do either the Hobbits or Lord of the Rings. One of the two. You got to pick one.
What, you don't want to watch the extended cut with 16 hours of Tom Bombadil ball fondling action?
It's only got an extra hour and a half, actually. I think that Return of the King's extended cut is pushing 5 hours. That's a
It's
quarter
pretty
of your
long.
day. It's a quarter of your day for Lord of the Rings. You gotta dedicate.
It's like I won't watch the theatrical versions anymore. Like the saddest day of my life was like I was seeing this girl and she's like, I want to watch Lord of the Rings. I was like, all right, we'll watch it. Let's do it. And then she had the theatrical versions, and I was like, no, because once you watch the extended versions, like the theatrical versions just don't cut it no damn more.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, stop. That's why.
They just miss it
It's
too
like,
much.
yeah, it's like I love the Hobbit movies. Like a lot of people hate them, and I know like a buddy of mine hates them horribly. Like he super hates them, but I love them because they're a really cool kind of mystical journey. I wish they'd have done more practical effects in them, but it's a really good journey, and I really like them. And the Battle of Five Armies, the third movie, is a completely different movie if you watch the extended version.
Yep.
Is it? I'll have to
It
go back
is.
and watch it then, huh? Because
If you watch the
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I fucking hated it when I saw it in theaters. That shit, I almost got into a fight because of how much I fucking hated that movie. And I don't fight. I'm a sweetheart.
If you watch the extended version, like it's not near as rushed. Everything kind of makes way more sense. Everything feels way better. It was honestly like I thought it was awesome because like how different it was. Like
I do like how they, in the middle of the battle, they show like the dwarven tech as they're building that giant fucking statue.
yeah.
That was fucking great.
My favorite part of Battle of the Five Armies though is probably fucking Dane Ironfoot showing up on Battle Pig.
Oh, I love the Battle Pig. I'm all about the Battle Pig.
Oh, if you like the Battle Pig, there's a particular character from back in the day that Santa drew you'd probably like.
Who
Let's see if I can
is?
find that goddamn
Which
piece of art.
is?
Thrognar and his trusty steed from one of our old D&D games. Like I said, let me see if I can hunt it up real quick.
No, we are coming down to the end of the cast here. Is there anything else you want to talk about, maybe? Or anything that's been on your minds?
Not really.
Go
No.
see Venom 2.
I'm trying to think if I
No,
haven't seen
no,
anything.
fuck that. If you got Netflix, you should watch Squid Game.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
if you got
right.
Netflix, you should watch The School Nurse Diaries.
Oh, right.
And Seven Deadly Sins.
So for what's it called? I got Netflix. I got them all. What's a good horror movie to watch this week?
A good horror
Um,
movie.
Yeah.
The Ritual is really good to watch on Netflix.
Okay.
They've got Dark Skies, which is a pretty decent alien movie.
Whoa.
Oh, I know a really good one you should check out if you haven't yet. Let me see if I can remember the fucking title of it.
I think the
real quick.
only horror movies I've seen are Blair Witch, Saw, and Evil Dead. I can't think of much else I've seen. I'm a bit of a
Is
scaredy
Evil
cat.
Dead a horror movie?
Look, I don't know,
Okay,
man.
Evil Dead 1 totally is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's kind of does the same thing as the Alien movies. Like the first Alien movie is a horror movie. Alien 2 is not. Alien 3 is
Alien
not.
2 is
Like
an action movie.
it is.
Like they're both fantastic movies, but you watch Alien if you want a horror movie. You watch Aliens if you want action.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the difference between Terminator and Terminator 2.
God damn it, Santa! What was the name of that movie with the spooky evil triangle? That was all Lovecraft.
That was a good movie. That was
The Void. That's
The
it.
Void. That's a good one. I like that one.
The Void is one you should absolutely watch if you have not seen it, Andy. It is
Alright.
great.
Is that the one
Yeah,
with the
that
effect
one-
that you're showing me, the Lovecraftian shit? Or
No, that was The Color Out of Space.
oh, right,
Color
the
is
color,
also
the
really
color,
good.
right? Yeah.
No, the
Yeah,
Void
the
is
Void is straight up a Lovecraftian movie without saying it's a Lovecraftian movie. It has so much Lovecraftian imagery.
yeah, it's
Oh,
solid.
yeah.
The
All
Void
right.
is solid.
That's good. That's good.
There
know
it
if
is.
it's in
over
any
at
str-
FluffCast, yeah.
I don't know if it's on any streaming services, but I always recommend Event Horizon to people because it's one of the few movies that ever just completely fucked me up.
Also made
Event
by the guy that
Horizon's a
made all
good
those
one.
terrible Resident Evil movies and Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. The good Mortal Kombat, mind you.
It's also like for anybody who's a Warhammer buff, it's probably got the best representation of the fucking warp in there.
God damn.
We don't need eyes where we're going.
No, it what really kind of fucked me up. It was like when I watched it, I only knew Sam Neill from fucking Jurassic Park at the party. Yes, I'm like, what's Dr. Grant doing all this shit?
Ah, yeah, Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, I still need to fucking catch Kibbles and force him to watch this with me because he would fucking love it. Prince of Darkness. There's
Prince
like a
of
canister
Darkness.
that's been sealed for like fucking ages under a church.
With the devil.
And fucking priest calls like a bunch of scientists to try and explain what the fuck this is. And it's essentially like bottled, contained, like evil. It's not really explained what it is. But the weird thing about it is everybody who is around this thing begins dreaming a dream about something in the future that's going to bring up the end of days. And so he's trying to figure out what is causing this effect. So you have a bunch of like theology and a bunch of other real like neat things going on as this thing starts cracking and you see how the swirl on top it floats for some fucking reason, pulls
they'll
up on
all
the ceiling,
float.
and then it has fucking Alice Cooper is like the king of like the satanic hobos.
That's
It's
the
fucking
best
great.
sentence I've ever heard.
So I've got a movie for you guys that it's not on any streaming service, but you could definitely find it on maybe less reputable sites. Psycho Gorman.
I actually saw
Oh,
that at Walmart in a $5
yeah.
bin. I almost picked it up.
Psycho Gorman.
I've heard
is-
Psycho Gorman's good.
It's fucking hilarious. It is just it's so hard to describe. It's this like intergalactic demon lord who wants to end the universe, and he's controlled by a psychotic 7-year-old.
Yeah,
I will-
here's
Wait,
Alice Cooper from.
they're doing a live action Uzumaki, or they already did one?
They've already done one.
Yeah.
All right, isn't there an Uzumaki adaptation coming out soon, or?
Yes, it's from Adult
Yeah.
Swim. It's gonna be a motion comic.
Oh, okay. A motion
There-
comic.
I have a horror story or horror movie I recommend everyone stay the fuck away from. I watched Willy's Wonderland, and I will tell you to stay away from that right now because it is absolute dog shit.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's not even like bad funny or like bad good. It's just bad.
This
That's
looks
a
like
damn shame.
this looks like it's
this-
trying to bank Five Nights money.
Pretty much like, okay, so the premise is Nicolas Cage is a drifter who literally does not talk the entire movie. The most emotion he showed, like the scariest thing in the whole movie is beginning of the movie, his car pops all 4 tires. He pulls over the side of the road. He reaches in the trunk of his car, and it looks like it's like a kind of maybe cool autumn day at worst. So it's probably about 70 degrees in that trunk. And he opens it up and just like takes a soda out of the trunk and starts drinking it. was like, why would you drink this weird warm soda energy drink thing? And that's his whole thing. There's one funny part in like the whole movie where he's fighting the robots with this girl, and like his alarm on his phone goes off. Basically, the bad guys told him like, "Oh, if you'll work at Willy's Wonderland for the night, I'll fix your car for free." And he's like, "Okay, I'll do it." And he works at the place, and the guy says, "Hey, remember to take breaks." So when he's just about to fight this robot, like his alarm goes off, telling him he needs to take a break. So he just hands the girl the pocket knife he was going to fight the robot with, and then just goes and takes his break while she has to fight the robot by herself. And I was like, okay, that's funny. Y'all did something there. That's great. And the rest of the movie is just like every horror movie trope done so incompetently. It's like not even funny. Like it's just bad. So 0.5 out of 10. Don't recommend. Stay the fuck away. Nick Cage could not save this shit.
Another one to recommend you, Andy, is Return of the Living Dead. If you haven't seen it,
Is that the one where he's a crusader or?
Nope. No, this is just a zombie movie.
Oh,
Only
okay.
you know how like most tropes are, you shoot them in the head, they die. That ain't the case with these ones. You gotta chop them to bits. You gotta burn them to ash, and the ash will infest the fucking clouds and make more if you're not fucking careful. So basically, they open like a casket and like a bunch of gas, like it fills up this like crematorium, and like all the corpses in there start to fucking rise.
The
It's a
graveyard
very
next
good
door gets
zombie
infected because the shit goes up into the rain clouds and it rains on the corpses in the graveyard and they get up.
Christ,
Then
what
they
is it?
start biting people and infecting them. And if you cut off an arm, the arm will still come after you.
Well, that's pretty. I mean, that makes sense. Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, and these zombies can communicate. If you tie them to a table and talk to them long enough, you can get them to tell you why they eat brains.
I like how the promotional image for this thing has a freaking zombie with a mohawk on one side and Big Booba zombie on the other side. It's it's trying to sell me something here, and I can appreciate that.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a scene where you see some bush in this movie. There's a girl dancing butt ass naked, except for some fucking leg warmers on a tombstone.
Well, now I gotta watch this movie. I got to see the freaking corpse titties.
Dog, they made 7 of these motherfuckers. The only ones
they
that
made
we're seeing
7
is the
corpse
first
tits.
2. Return of the Living Dead, yeah, they've got Return of the Living Dead 7 Rave to the Grave, where people start taking the shit as a drug.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's her.
Then there's like a bunch of like rock punks that end up like having a party in the graveyard because it's the 80s. And then as they're like rocking out, she's like doing like a strip dance, and then the zombies attack.
Oh, the Banana Splits. I think I saw James H. Janice talk about that one. Yeah.
Also, Night of the Demons, not the scariest movie, very fucking fun camp.
How you guys feel about James H. Janice?
I don't know. I haven't watched any of the stuff.
Never watched it.
That's the dead meat guy. What was I gonna say? He does like the kill count dead meat on YouTube. Hi, I'm James H. Janice, so welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up your murders, something horror movies or whatever.
I have seen those come up in searches before, but I've never watched any of his stuff.
He's all right. He's a big horror enthusiast, and he can be a bit much sometimes with his like. His personality comes off as a bit ingenuine from time to time, but there were a lot of long fucking work days when I lived on the ranch back west, where I'd come home, turn on James H. Janice, and I'd just be like, "That's my boy. This is James. He's talking to me about horror movies. I'm happy."
I love how you asked us for horror movie recommendations, and we hit you with like fucking 12 right off the top.
Yeah, it's great,
of our
dude.
heads.
And they got, oh man, this is great. I got the whole channel here. Oh,
I'd
this is
also
great.
recommend to you if you want some more recommendations to go through, check out a YouTube channel called In Praise of Shadows.
I think you
They're
mentioned this. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, they're like a video essay channel. Does really good work on horror movies.
So if you want something to kind of spook you, but you don't have a whole lot of time,
Yeah.
bedtime stories.
You know that shit was actually. I have a special relationship with scary stories told in the dark, like because my grandma used to have that book and kept it out like on her coffee table, so we would go to her house and like you'd forget about it, and then it started getting late. My mama lived like way out in the damn woods, so you know it's like you would sit there and see that. Now I've got to like walk out to the car and like we're gonna ride home after I just saw this shit laying on the table and that goddamn clown looking at me. I'm like, Well, it's gonna be a fun ride home.
Andy, have you seen The Thing? The
Of course
1980
I've seen The
version.
Thing. I love The Thing. I'm all about The Thing. I'm King Thing.
Nice. I can't believe the thing that shaped most of my childhood I forgot to recommend because I just assumed you would watch it. I'm like, wait, he might not have.
Yeah, I was, what was it? I think I think James mentioned in his YouTube series, he's like, my favorite horror movie is The Thing, which I'm not going to cover for a while because I need you to watch it. So I was like, all right, James, I guess I'll go watch The Thing. And I downloaded it and I watched it and I was like, thanks, James. The Thing
That
was
is,
really
like,
good.
One of my favorite horror movies. Like, it influenced my art a lot. That's why I'm really good at drawing, like eldritch horror, sort of like mutations. It's because I fucking loved The Thing growing up.
That's why when I was like, hey man, I got this idea for this like fluffy mold thing, right? Where it's got like just this constant shock off look and it's growing new eyes and mouths and losing them constantly. You were just like, say no more, fam. I got you.
Shit that out in like what? Not even 5 minutes.
No, didn't take long.
All right. Well, I think that's going to just about do it for tonight. Anything
So
guys
I
want
think-
to... Yeah?
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, I think over the course of this discussion, I figured out what I am gonna do for the next movie, Mountain. I think I'm gonna show The Color Out of Space sometime closer to Halloween.
Man, just watching horror movies around Halloween, there's nothing pure, man. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I'll also be telling spooky stories on FluffCast because of the shit that's happened to me over the years. That's gonna be like the Halloween theme I have going on for a while. So tune into that to hear weird shit.
One time I put my money in the machine and it didn't give me my thing. And I hit the return change button and nothing came out.
Oh, fuck.
Let me tell you about the time I encountered a parallel universe. See, one day I saw this Coca-Cola machine and I put $1 in and I pressed the Coca-Cola button and it was like, we're out of Coca-Cola. So I hit the change return button and it gave me 4 quarters instead. Where did the dollar go?
All right, and with that, we're peacing. Everybody who's watching, feel free. What?
One last one. Since we're talking about Lovecraft-inspired things,
Oh yeah.
John Carpenter's Mouth of Madness. It's a love letter to Lovecraft, and has like a lot of like cameos and stuff Lovecraft related. It's a very decent movie.
All right.
Oh, the Mouth of Madness. That is a good version of that.
All right.
Anyway,
All right, boys. Thanks for joining me for the FluffCast tonight. It's been great.
we love all our viewers.
It's been a lot of fun. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
No.
And I'll see you next week. Goodbye, FluffCast.